manufacturing is a wide spectrum. Now, a lot of the middle to lower spectrum that hires the larger number of workers don't have a lot of FX input into their manufacturing. And these guys really rely on bank credit to be able to keep their small factories going. And some of them, it's just even the quick overdraft. We needed to chuck a lot of that into the economy to be able to, because the multiplier effect of that is on GDP. We didn't do anything.
I've hired some fantastic people and worked with them, and many of them are abroad, some are still here. But what I'm saying is they're being failed by the system. Because if you don't have a good education system, you don't have healthcare that gives you the basis to have the kind of confidence to go out and do a good day's work. You don't have basic infrastructure and amenities. There's no potable water. We can't turn the tap on and get water out. We have 4,000 megawatts of power.
You say you're doing reforms. We like the reforms. It's nice, bold decisions. But what's the freaking point of doing a reform? Your people don't see the benefit of you're not creating jobs, you're not creating good paying jobs. People are not wealthy. So the C, like what we talk about, just keeps taking the heat.
You're asking for free markets.
Yes.
But let the market reprice it lower. But macro is not allowing us to reprice it lower. So what needs to happen is...
macro?
Our macroeconomics study says inflation is high.
Let's not write this. But listen to this. This is the one I would know.
Listen to this point. Listen to this point. Inflation is high, currency is weak, right? But you want free markets to price it lower. Free market prices it where macro data prices it. So what you need to do is actually come up with the solution. And the solution is there has to be some sort of financial repression where the central bank or policy says rates for this sector has to be lower. Free markets.
I think capital formation is an essential part of creating a very big economy and a very big market. Because when capital is formed and is institutionalized, it tends to flow. Things tend to move faster. Even government works better, right? Because you're dealing with fewer people, bigger players that can actually move things. You kind of have a situation where people in the NGX are going cap in hand, begging Tunji, come on list.
Global economies shrinking everywhere. Same thing we've seen, rise of the far right in the US, in the UK, Germany, everywhere you look. So reform, if you look at the Reform Party, they're taking seats everywhere. So in this recent by-election, they took seats all over the place. And what has Nigel Farage done? He's just copied the Trump playbook. Blame everything on the immigrants. If you ask the average person in the UK, like, what does he stand for? What are his policies? They can't tell you. The problem with Keir Starmer is that he has sat on the fence on almost everything.
The great thing about Nigeria is that we're big enough to blame ourselves.
Hello everyone, welcome to Drinks and Mics, brought to you by Nairametrics. My name is Ugodre, and of course we do this every Friday, 6 p.m. We'll go live on this YouTube channel, Nairametrics TV. Do subscribe, like, and turn on your notification buttons. Of course, you can stream, you can watch anytime you like at your own pace. I know some of you guys like to just take it easy. Watching this. Drinks and Mics, of course, is brought to you in partnership with Lead Drop, guys who supply all the lovely looking liquor that we drink, and of course Mandilas for your air conditioning, for your cars, Toyota cars, and anything else that you want on offer. Mandilas can give you Of course, we also have Swan Water, who helps us with the water that we drink to, sort of like dilute the alcohol. I know a lot of you guys think Tunji is the alcoholic on set, but he really isn't. So I'm feeling bad about it for you guys that are always saying Tunji drinks too much. The alcoholic on this table knows himself, so I'm not going to name any name, but he does know himself. But of course,
I missed the word.
But I mean, we drink responsibly. Of course, we got a special guest in the house today. By the way, I'm going to let him introduce himself in a bit. This is our season finale. So yeah, it's been a long, arduous season. How many weeks, guys? 43, right?
Wow. Yeah. 43 episodes.
43 episodes.
Wow. Yeah.
I think we had three.
Some kind of round of applause.
Yeah.
Especially crazy to the team. Man.
Yeah, to the amazing team here behind the cameras. Hopefully, maybe you guys will see them if they can. Maybe Tunji will be the one behind the cameras and Arnold. But it's been an amazing season so far. We had three live, I think, audience sessions that we had. A lot of memorable, takes.
Yeah. One of them was we had a fire scare.
Yeah. One of those we did have a fire scare on one of those episodes as well.
We had a fire.
All right, we gotta evacuate. I think there's a fire here.
We tried a lot of amazing things as well. We had an all-female episode for the first time. That was fantastic. We also had an all-youth.
That was nice.
You had the youth one I saw.
I had a youth one as well. That was
Even though I don't agree completely that we should find a new demographic for that because I'm young. I don't know what.
So you guys just first Tunji out of it.
I was like, and the way everybody was commenting that I should not show up, they were warning me.
Not to come, but so a lot of stuff in the episode. Tell us, it's okay. Tell us in the comment section which was your best episodes. Which of our special guests did you learn from the most? Tell us what you want to know. Give us feedback as well. What do you want to see differently on the next season, season 3? That's going to be coming up in September. Don't worry, all through July, August, we're going to give you snippets. We're going to be tracking Tunji and Arnold to figure out what they're doing with their vacation, because I know these guys we're doing a lot of stuff. So we'll track their videos and get some feedback so that things won't get boring. Of course, we got a lot of interesting shows as well on Metrics TV that you can also check. There's going to be new stuff coming up as well, just so that we can give you all the information that you need. All right. Thank you all so much as well for everybody that's been part of Drinks and Mics and everybody who watches from all over the world. It's just incredible the sort of feedbacks we get. I mean, you guys have just turned Tunji into a star, like from nowhere. Like Tunji, Tunji, Tunji has bodyguards moving around and stuff.
Nice watch, Tunji. Nice watch.
Tunji is always killing us here watching. I don't know, for you guys, it's all I want you guys to do, right? In fact, we're going to give an award for this. People who can do it before and after, the first season of Nairametrics
the watch. Tunji's watch before after. Tunji's watch.
I'll also do one for Arnold as well, because somebody told me that Arnold, what happened? Like Arnold just seems to have this. There's a way he does. Like he used to be very chubby, right? I was like, I don't know. I never saw anyone slim. And it's always women asking me all this. What are you guys?
They watch
you guys observing, right? I don't know. So I would like to say it before and after.
Yeah. You can guess my weight before and after.
Yeah, I want to say it before and after from the very first episodes, early episodes of Drinks and Mics, and now what has changed and what you like the most. All right, so we get into the show. A lot of stuff we're going to talk about today. It's been a busy week globally and in Nigeria as well. So we'll try and bring you some of the most insights. So over to you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thanks so much for having me. Glad to be here. My name's Chidozie. Spent the last 20 years in investment banking, entrepreneurship, VC. And now new startup, founding a company called ZINNC. We are focused on helping people in the diaspora invest on the continent. So yeah, glad to be here.
I was curious about the word, the name ZINNC.
Mm-hmm. ZINNC, yes.
Yeah. It's like the on the periodic table.
It is.
Let me zinc that they put for
periodic table.
Like we didn't do chemistry.
But before we go into that, I want to give a little bit of a backstory. So I've known Chidozie for a few years. I think when you were Goldman's in the 2010s.
More than a few, yes, like 20 years. When I had hair.
When you had hair,
We're going to ask you about that picture. We'll put the picture on the screen.
No, we should.
Right, producer, put that picture on the screen.
I was a fine boy. No,
but like, you know, you've always had that entrepreneurial thing, and you're an IB, right?
I was in banking for a while.
I remember you working 20 odd hours, right? And then you made that move to. I remember you telling me we were in London that, man, Arnold, I'm out. You're going to come to Nigeria and try to figure it out. And I remember thinking you didn't really have a plan, but you're going to try and figure it out.
I didn't have a plan, no.
Right?
Let's move it on that. So what was that journey like?
Yeah, so I wanted to talk.
I've got a bunch of guys.
I know you didn't prepare for this. I know you didn't prepare for this. But you have to talk because you inspired me, right? Because,
really?
Yeah, back then, man, I had no... I remember it was my son's birthday, 2012. You and Dami were at my place.
Yes.
And you were like, man, you're making this move. And I'm thinking like, what the heck? To where? You know, and then that you know, but it inspired me, and I know a bunch of other people. So it'd just be good, especially to the diasporans that watch the show, just to talk.
And I know a lot of them who have coming back on the pipeline, right? Because they probably have a number of things they want to do actually before they come back. But what's that journey like, though? Like, what are things? Because it must have been rough, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
It's an adjustment. No, we don't have enough time for the whole story, but I will just try and condense it. But honestly, I will say it. So we have a lot of friends now that come, you know, during December, times of the year, come and stay with us. And I always say to them that one of the best things you can do is try and dip your toe in a bit, right? I didn't do that, but I don't subscribe my own method. I'm a little bit mad, right? So I'm like, my way of doing it, I wouldn't necessarily suggest to other people. The best way, I think, is if you can kind of dip your toe in a bit, start coming more regularly, start getting a lay of the land, start meeting people, start making connections. For me, the way it worked is I got headhunted for a role to join a VC firm. But let me tell you how clueless I was about Nigeria, right? So imagine this, the headhunter calls me and says, you've been put forward for this role. It's in a VC firm. They're investing in tech companies on the continent and in Nigeria. And I literally said, I kid you not, I feel embarrassed now, but let me just be honest. I said, there are tech companies in Nigeria.
What?
Wow. And she's like,
that's how literally. That's why he was like, when he said he was moving, it's like, where? Because even I was
saying, right? And I didn't grow up here, so I didn't grow up. I came once for a family trip, right? I was about 14. And we're from Anambra, so of course, my dad is like, you know, my dad is very hardcore. So in Lagos, we get the Ekenediri Chukwu, 12 hours, you know, straight. So this isn't even like I had a sense of Lagos and you know. So it was a real adjustment. But I think for me, it was really about, I had got to that point, Arnold touched on it, where I was doing crazy hours. So I was on the ECM desk. I'd moved to Barclays and we were doing—
What's ECM?
Sorry. On the Equity Capital Markets desk. So working on IPOs, secondaries, primaries, basically, anything to do with the equity and the capital markets, right? And so you're doing crazy hours. You're starting, problem is, because you're covering markets and you're also investment banking, you're starting at 7 a.m. and you're finishing at like 2 a.m. on average, right? And you're working weekends. So basically you're on the slave ship, right? Which, don't get me wrong, I had my big boy pants on. I knew what I was getting into, right? You're compensated well. But there just comes a point where you're kind of like, if I take all of this time and energy and effort I'm putting into here and I channel it into something, I can probably do something quite significant. Now, the backstory was, as much as, yes, I didn't grow up in Nigeria, I didn't know Nigeria, I'm grateful that I had parents that were very pro-Nigeria. Right. So even though I grew up in the UK, I was very, very pro Nigeria. So I had an understanding, not like a deep understanding, like someone who grew up here, but I at least had an understanding. And then I'll never forget one of the catalysts for it was a friend of mine, we'd always have these conversations like this, like sat around with drinks, debating, talking about how we're going to solve Nigeria. This. I never forget, like, one of my guys was just like, bro, you're so passionate. You're ready to fight. Why don't you just go? And I'm like, I don't know. London's okay. Like, everything's good here. But long story short, that was kind of the real first catalyst when I started thinking, you know what, maybe. So long story short, that was kind of the genesis. And then, I've been here 13.
But one of the things I did see 13? A lot.
Yeah.
So there was.
Don't let the Queen's English define it.
So the first wave of that I witnessed of returnees came around 2014.
Yes.
Yeah, that was
before that.
No, the ones I saw, there was one that
there was one before that.
But the one I kind of really saw.
Around 2000.
And that was the top of the
but there was a lot of the challenge I had with that was that there was a lot of hubris.
There was.
With everyone that came back.
There was.
That they felt like they could make a difference.
Yeah,
I was part of that hubris, so I'm not going to lie.
So I remember, meeting people.
That was African Rising period.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lions on the way. McKinsey
and
put that report out.
They'll come back and they'll be like, yo, what I want to do has never been done before in Nigeria.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, yo, stop it.
Stop it. You go choking.
We went there, yeah. Don't be saying we don't mind.
My God.
And they were all fantastic ideas.
Yeah.
Really fantastic ideas. I remember there was this lady that, wanted to do something around, casting calls and, kind of digitize it.
Yeah.
And I said, yo, like, the tech is good.
Yeah.
You just don't understand the industry behind what you're trying to say.
That's it.
If you understand the industry behind the tech you're trying to deploy, you will know that this thing will not work. It's not the tech that is going to fail.
That's it.
But let me ask though, so if somebody was to come to you now, like somebody who wants to do that now, 13 years ago is different from now, but not a lot has changed anyways. So if somebody's coming now, what would you advise that person? What would you say, like, this is the things you got to do first before you
that's a very good question. I think the thing is context is king, right?
Mm-hmm.
As we've all just said, honestly, 2013, 2014, like that whole Lions on the Move, the whole optimism, it was real. There was a big kind of feeling of, Nigeria rising. We're about to, launch. Let's just leave it. Let's not go there, right? But I think I would say the one thing that helped me a lot was I came for a job first. So I was married at the time, right? But I said to my wife, she should stay in the UK. Let me come first. Let me get a lay of the land. Let me create a soft landing. And I still say to people that now, because I've got some friends that are like, I'm ready to move and bring my 3 kids and everything. Like, oh God. I wouldn't recommend slow down small because, like you said, Nigeria
step by step.
Nigeria will humble you fast. See me, I came in very quiet. People were like, you have to live on the island. You have to do this. Me, I went and stayed in Bagada. I quietly stayed in Bagada. Kept my head down. I just. You understand? I respected myself small because if you don't and you want to come in and you want to be in the penthouse on Queen's Drive.
Like Arnold, That's like Arnold,
So I do think being wise in how you come in, understand it, because that 2 years where I worked in this VC, I got to really understand. I met people, I networked, I asked questions, I tried to get a sense, and it was from there I was able to go on and then start launching businesses from there. But I had to, again, I never like to limit people and say, oh, you cannot. Maybe you're an outlier, maybe you can, but I think if you come in with a little bit of humility and just try to understand first, speak to people that have gone before, ask questions, I think it will generally play out.
I think it's important because the hubris is not only for people outside. There are Nigerians in Nigeria that have been in Nigeria that have hubris. And we are always like,
Yeah, I agree with that.
It'll be the same market where we did.
Okay, so I have a friend who came back like 4 years ago.
Okay.
And he's been on this campaign trying to get everybody to come back and all that. And each time I tell him, like, he has no regrets. But I mean, I think he also has soft landing because what he's done is he's got a business over there.
Yes.
And then still does a lot of things here as well.
Yes.
But he says he just likes the lifestyle here compared to over there because he can get his short. He has a driver. He has his cooks. He has a lot of those things you can have over there, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, but what he says that I don't know whether you guys feel the same way. He says that the best time to come back to Jakarta, as they say in Nigeria, is when things are really bad. That bro, 3 years ago that he came in, that he bought a lot of stuff on the cheap.
Yeah. You're coming in basically at the bottom of the market. But there's a key caveat there, and I think what you said, boss, which is he's got some income in foreign currency.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So he kept that. So he didn't like he shot that.
Yeah, this is the bit we don't talk about. So again, even when we moved, fortunately, I'd invested quite a bit in real estate. Even though I was working on that slave ship, I was taking that money and putting it into real estate, right? Now, I think if you don't have a family that can give you that soft landing, you need something like that because there will be those rough periods. Like there will be. It's just natural in any market. And then you add the Nigerian factor on top.
Exactly.
So you need something so that you're not just
like a fallback.
Yes, because if you're just at the wire.
Okay, what about guys that are now leaving? Like people that are like, you've got a very good, job and all that, and then you just maybe someone like Arnold or Tunji just abandon and say, well, they relocate.
And sorry,
I can't say they relocate like living
back to the UK.
Yeah. To any people that are here.
No.
Like relatively middle or upper middle class. Yes. And then you're just leaving everything you're doing and then you're saying like,
no, 100. So this is why context is king.
Yeah.
Honestly, I would never say to somebody, don't leave.
Yeah.
I can afford to be here because of what I built. Do you see what I mean? Now, if, like I said, even if you didn't build something, if you're fortunate enough to have a family that can support you, then it also buys you time. Because one thing I've come to realize is the biggest thing that you need in anything, business, career, even, if you're trying to do something, music, entertainment, it's time. It's time. What normally happens is people get timed out. They get timed out. That's all it is.
Time is timed out. You get timed out.
You get timed out.
You get timed out.
Even this Dangote we're talking about, did he not try asset management? It failed.
It's the bank too.
But because he had enough other businesses and he had time, he could build back. If you're to hear no safety and no nothing, Nigeria will finish. You won't last. It won't.
So what I'm saying is that those who leave their jobs here, like everything you've built here, you decide to just sell everything and go to Canada or go to the US.
But I think the rationale for that, now it differs for different people. But for example, in my last company, a lot of the young people, so this was a tech company, it was a cloud-based HRM company. Now, a lot of the young people who worked for us, super sharp, brilliant young people, a lot of them are now abroad. They've got jobs in other countries. And I'm happy for them. It's good for them. Why? Because they're from families where they don't have the resources to buy themselves time, right? When we were paying them, often they were the highest income earner in their family. So it's very, very different. If they get to go over to those countries, work hard, build a career, do something. I always say to them, the best thing you can do for yourself is if you get your residency or whatever, then you can come back with those skills. Then you do very well, right? So that's the thing. Because you need, I would never, it's never a, oh, no. Because to access the opportunities here, you need to be in a certain bracket. You see what I mean? Unfortunately, we have an economy that is, it doesn't operate the way it should.
But let me ask, but don't you think that there's so I moved back in 2024.
Yes, 2024.
Jesus, 2023.
It was the time you moved back and you left. And
exactly.
Moving back is.
I've never done that.
It was the time you were here.
I was here.
Ghana and then you came. Like, come on, man.
I was sent here for 9 months.
Ah, that's true. It was like
it was a
secondment. I was a secondment.
Okay.
But don't you think that? I mean, I've never moved back. No, I'm here now. Sorry.
It's a judgment-free zone.
But don't you think that? So one thing I saw when I moved here is that there is, because of this jackpot thing, there's like a middle management sort of hole.
Yes,
right?
there is.
People are leaving in that bracket. So how do you think that one? And then one thing that scares me is our healthcare as well, right?
Absolutely.
So where you're having doctors leave. So 100%. Yes, it's good for people to leave and get the skills and come back. But then what happens when there's a hole in the whole industry where there's middle management or young management? So what happens then? Because also then the young guys. If I take my industry, for example, the young guys who don't necessarily have, portfolio management skills for X amount of years have to be made portfolio managers.
That's it.
Right. So and then The older guys, we don't have time to teach these guys.
Yes, that's it.
Right. So now there's a whole skill gap missing. So what do you think can be done about that? If it's such a good thing to go out, get the skills and come back, there's that time and gap in the market.
You know what the problem is? This is that dichotomy, right, between macro and micro. What you're saying is micro, bro. I face it every day. When I tell you that the labor market is rough, I'm not exaggerating. It's a blood sport.
Here or out?
No, here in Nigeria, because of exactly what Arnold's saying. That gap. You've got very junior talent, great, you can find super senior, but that middle management, it's no man's land because
it is crazy.
It's just a mess, right?
I know.
But the problem is, I cannot fault any young person trying to grow. You just can't.
No, you can't.
This is an issue that we can only solve by making it better to stay. Okay, let me give you a practical example. I was talking to my dentist a couple of weeks ago, and he was saying that he's in his mid-40s. We always end up talking about Nigeria, discussing politics and everything. Super passionate about the country and how things should be better. And he literally told me last week, and he's like, you know what, I'm just tired. He's like, I'm literally constantly trying to convince my wife why we're here. He's like, all his friends have gone. They're in the UK, US. He's like, the only way I can make it work is, he says, he's constantly doing like conferences, trying to speak.
Just to augment,
to try and make, he's like, his salary, it makes no sense. He's like, he knows if he tomorrow does the exact same thing in London, New Jersey, Dubai, wherever, he's making like bank. Like he's like, the only thing keeping him here is patriotism. That's it. And he's like, he doesn't know how long that can last. Like that is a real, that's the reality.
So those are the things we talk about when we talk about reforms, right? Yeah. So you say you're doing reforms. We like the reforms. It's nice, bold decisions. But what's the freaking point of doing a reform?
Yeah.
And you're not like, your people don't see the benefit of, you're not creating jobs, you're not creating good paying jobs. People are not wealthy. So they see, like what we talk about, just keeps taking the heat. And it's not, that's not the only person. I was also
100%,
speaking to, I think it was a dentist as well. Yeah. And she was like, man, she wants to expand. And then she has to deal with landlord-tenant issues.
If she wants to get a loan,
the entire cost of expanding, of basically opening a new outlet. Yeah. Like, she might as well just invest it in her own outlet. Like, she's seeing the footfall. Yeah. And that if she does this in maybe Nairobi or another East African country, probably better. And so these are the real issues.
Right? We only have like 40,000 doctors, right? And that thing scares me.
I don't even know that data.
That's a 2024 data.
I go to hospitals now, and the turnover for doctors, some hospitals even tell you that, weekends, no doctors, or it's nurses that are going to like take care of you.
And the thing is,
crazy.
Oh man.
I'm not disrespecting nurses,
whoever's there is working, whoever doctor's there is working overtime.
Yeah.
Absolutely working overtime.
Possibly multiple jobs.
Yeah, of course, to make it. And so this is where it comes back to, again, I'm with you. I'm all for reform. I believe there are a lot of reform. We need a lot of reform.
So this disconnect, there are many things. There are many things that are around the disconnect. One of the biggest is what we started this show with. I kept asking, what is the story?
What's the story?
Yes, what's the story behind these reforms? Reforms are hollow.
There are no
to
stories,
the people.
Apparently,
reforms are hollow.
No story.
Reforms are hollow.
The story is the only story is $1 trillion economy.
You get, and reforms are hollow.
That doesn't make any sense. To be honest,
nothing.
On
Reforms.
4,000 megawatts.
It doesn't make any sense. $1 trillion economy on 4,000 megawatts.
The government will do what the government will do. There needs to be investment. There needs to be entrepreneurs coming into business.
Yeah.
There needs to be people returning to come and... So like, we all remember what Africa Rising did for the continent.
Yes.
Even though there was no data to back this conversation.
Just vibes.
It was vibes.
There was. Let's remember what happened.
Yeah, there was.
Let's remember what happened. 2015 was when we had that big oil price crash.
Absolutely.
Yeah. The first Africa Rising, what killed it was also the economic crisis in 2008.
Yeah, 100%. That's true. If you look,
there was momentum. And then even 2018-19, when it looked like, okay, maybe things were beginning to take shape, COVID then happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there has been,
my point is,
you know,
if you look at the Africa Rising narrative, it sold a story, sold a dream to young Nigerians, young Africans across the diaspora that there's something happening in Africa that is interesting.
Yes.
And anybody that had any small interest in wanting to return, it felt like this is the time to be able to return. But also, it meant that was also a time when capital also came in because investors from wherever were like, this Africa Rising story, I like to be a part of it. You know, I want to come back and invest because government can only do what government can do. There needs to be investment. There needs to be entrepreneurs. There needs to be talent. And those things don't form by government policy.
But let me challenge you. Let me challenge you. Let me challenge you.
Without the story. Government policy without the story.
I was going to say, let me challenge you on that, bro.
Tell me one.
Let him.
Let me add this to this. Tell me one country in the world that did policy that changed the country and didn't add massive PR.
I'm going to tell you one. Okay.
Propaganda.
No. Wait. So let me.
China, Singapore.
Let him tell you.
Korea.
Let him tell you.
No. So I do hear a lot of what you're saying, right? But I think we have to look at the fundamentals. And my problem is that as a nation, we try to reap what we haven't sown, right? We're a rent-seeking economy. Let's be honest about it, right? And so as a rent-seeking economy, you say you now want to do 1 trillion. Okay, no problem. We can say 100 trillion. We can say any figure we want. But the problem is, for that to happen, like you say, there has to be some fundamental building blocks. The entrepreneurs you're talking about, before they become entrepreneurs, they have to go through primary, secondary, tertiary education. We spend 7% of our annual budget on education. UNESCO's recommendation is like 20%. For a country like us, where we've got 21 million kids out of school, really, it should be like 30, 35, right? Yeah. So you're not getting the quality coming through the education system. So by the time they even get into the workforce, you've seen it. We've all seen it. First class, but they can't hold a conversation. I'm not saying that to throw shade. Trust me, like I said, I've hired some fantastic people and worked with them, and many of them are abroad, some are still here. But what I'm saying is they're being failed by the system. Because if you don't have a good education system, you don't have healthcare that gives you the basis to have the kind of confidence to go out and do a good day's work. You don't have basic infrastructure and amenities. There's no potable water. We can't turn the tap on and get water out. We have 4,000 megawatts of power. Like, just put that into context.
Is just,
it just doesn't make sense.
So at the end of the day, when you look at all this so-called, when you look at this reform story and you try to put it in the map, you know how detectives usually just put things in the map. Try to put it in the map and try to piece it out. Okay, like where exactly is this going? With all of this. You just to yourself, we're just selling debt.
But
we're just selling debt.
I agree with that. I agree.
We're just selling debt because you're not. So to his point, you're not saying, okay, look, which is actually what you said. I don't know whether it was the first season or early second season when you said, go big or go home. Remember one of those episodes? So So like it's not like we're building. You're saying, okay, you know what? The reform story is this. We're going to focus on. Let's even leave power out. We're going to focus on sports and entertainment. We're going to build massive stadiums, massive entertainment venues. We have the population. We're going to host things. Let people just come. Let's attract foreign investors. We're going to make sure that our shorelines are beautiful. People can come and enjoy Nigeria, tourism. That's the story. And you see the government pushing that story.
That's it.
No. The story is not minerals. It's not like we're not seeing it enough. Are we exporting incredible numbers of minerals? No. Do you understand? So
you see my point when
is Dangote Refinery,
propaganda,
which is so. What's going to get us to the promised land? What's the point of propaganda without action?
No. So that's I get that.
There has to be an action for you to have propaganda. So they don't have the action. So they can't have the propaganda. Unless you're saying, that's why what you see. Right? We put out some of these stories sometimes. What you see is when you say, which is factual, Nigeria's external reserves, $50 billion. You see everybody.
That's not propaganda. That's
who is hell? No, it's not.
That's Nigerian PR.
In fairness, it's not propaganda, but it's just the disconnect. You know, in the US, they always talk about Wall Street versus Main Street. Yeah. That's what it is now. It's like Broad Street versus Balogun. That's all it is.
That's what it is.
It's 50 billion reserves, no problem. But the guy, the vulcanizer, like, you know, the plumber, whatever, it doesn't concern him.
Can the guy get credit? Can he get credit? Can you say, you know what, I want to buy a car. Let's even say salary, 1M, I want to buy a car. Yes. You know, I want to pay over 4 years. Can you walk into, you know, a car shop, buy the car and come out?
You know when you were talking about story? You know when you were talking about the fact that Nigeria
can you pay rent and pay rent monthly? Is that the story?
No.
Yeah.
You see, this thing you're saying, as simple as it sounds, and I'm sure a few people watching right now roll their eyes at it. I think we that's too small to be able to drive us forward. No, we just need one positive story that is working.
One positive story.
You mean you mean within a sector or something?
Yes,
right?
within one sector. We just need a spark within one sector to start the movement in the right direction. And it could be anything, but we need to dominate.
Absolutely.
So just look at Ghana.
Done this, by the
Let's look at Ghana.
We have?
Yeah. Look at the telco sector.
No, I'm not talking about that. See, we're not dominating telco.
No, but I'm saying as the spark, as the catalyst.
No. I'm saying we need to dominate
globally.
We need to say this.
Well, Dangote is dominating refinery now. It's being the world's biggest refinery. That's
it can't
but
be.
you see, but guess what? Then the Dangote refinery domination started years ago, not with this reforms. That started. There were certain things that happened that led to this refinery today.
Maybe that's what it is, because big moves take time.
Absolutely.
Right.
I don't know what we knew that was coming now. Exactly. Let me tell you, Arnold.
What is the big move?
As of 4 years ago, I was giving presentations.
Yeah, Dangote refinery is a big move.
Wait. As at 4 or 5 years ago, I was giving presentations explaining what the impact of Dangote refinery would be. 5 years ago. Checking my slides 6 years ago. It was already in discussion.
In the offing,
What is it now? If you're going to do that, what's coming?
So it can be. So
I don't know. So what is the?
I don't think about it. Think about it this way. If you go to Singapore, you realize how a narrative pushed long enough can become absolute truth.
Narrative backed with action.
Yes, back with action. Yes, I agree. Back with action. Singapore, I'm not sure if it's as big as Lagos.
It's small now.
It's not as big as Lagos.
It's small.
And the buzz around it before your visa is approved, you have to have, books like several tours and things that you get in the entire economy is tied around tourism of one tiny country that they put a waterfall. Singapore is beautiful, by the way. But what I'm saying is, because when I went to the marina.
Okay.
I went to the marina. I think it's called the marina. I can't remember. And I was looking at it and I know CMS.
Yes.
See,
CMS will swallow that place.
You're going far. You're going far.
20 of it.
You're going
it will still
far.
swallow and disappear.
You're going far, Tunji.
We
talk about Dirty December here.
Exactly.
Boom.
Exactly.
That was supposed to be something.
We talk about Dirty December.
Yeah.
And I think it kind of got to, everybody knew how huge it was, maybe 2 or 3 years ago. Okay. What has happened since then? What's the big deal?
Things got overpriced.
It's even okay to get overpriced. It's even okay to get overpriced. Like you speak to
infrastructure.
You speak to Afrobeat artists and people in that industry, and they tell you,
I understand.
No be to do show for a hotel.
Yeah. The problem, thank you.
You can't have venues that can host 100,000 people.
I'm glad you said that. Because the problem,
we can't even host. Sorry, I went to Rwanda recently, and I went to watch the NBA. Right?
Oh, yeah. NBA Africa.
Yeah, NBA Africa. So they're trying to establish a franchise. Yeah. So they are looking for people who will buy those franchises in Africa, right?
Bola.
Yeah. So
he went to bid.
He went to bid now.
No, yeah. Well, they asked me what I wanted to buy. So anyway, they were looking for, but what was interesting is the choice of Rwanda.
Yeah, absolutely.
Here's the story. They said Kigame goes to watch the NBA finals, maybe 6-8 years ago or something. Goes to watch NBA in New York, watch the Knicks play at the MSG or something, sees it, loves the energy and the frenzy around it, and says, wow, what does it take to build something like this? They tell him, he comes back, they tell him it's going to take like 2 years, puts the money together, they do it in a year, he outsources it to a management company who manages that place. They pay them every year, and they have that venue. They have the basketball ground, the stadium, and all that. State of the art.
That's what's.
And that's why they host the finals there every year.
Absolutely.
I heard they are building something. There's somebody, the guys behind the Palms are doing something similar in Lagos as well.
Apparently, I heard about that.
I heard about it. But my point is, that's where you see states making things happen. You have the largest population.
Absolutely.
You have the creativity. You have music. Dude, we don't even have... we have Hollywood, a destination. We don't even have a Nollywood destination. There's no Nollywood. Nollywood is just
it's scattered.
A name.
Oh my God.
There's you can't say, if you're going to Nollywood, this is Nollywood. The last we had was Tinapa. See how they messed the entire place down.
That's it. So all of this we're saying...
And Tinapa was a story, by the way.
Tinapa was beautiful.
It was a huge story.
It was supposed to be.
That's one of the biggest stories to date.
I went
because you watch Premiership there. All this thing you're seeing Rwanda do now, fly Rwanda.
Exactly.
What Premiership is Tinapa now.
Yeah, I went to Tinapa.
It was Tinapa.
It was beautiful.
It was.
It was Tinapa.
But there's other. Look at Obudu Ranch now. There's so many the problem is we don't see. This is how I see it. Right? We've all touched everything we're saying here. No, everything we're saying here comes back to the same thing, which is you have to go from like moments, individual moments to momentum.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
We don't build momentum because we don't build the structure. What did I say earlier? I said we want to reap where we haven't sown. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Everything you're seeing abroad, everything. We were watching the World Cup yesterday with the kids and everything. They were so excited. And, they're asking me some football stats and we were going through some stuff. And as we were looking and stuff online, and we're seeing, like some of these countries, like when you look at how far back the World Cup, FA Cup, because we started looking into other things. 140 years, 100 building.
Yeah.
So it's now in 2026, you want to jump in and do EPL. They didn't start yesterday.
See, bro.
It's work. It's work.
Like
we're not ready to do the work. Remember, to do the work.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean by when I say big moves take time. We want everything now.
No, I don't agree. I know.
Big moves take time.
The last time I went to a freaking stadium in this country, I can't still forget that memory, was with my big cousin, RIP to him.
Okay.
We went to National Stadium to watch Nigerian match.
Okay.
Sorry, that was the second time. Before then, the first time was went to watch. I was a kid then. Went to watch one of the biggest games in Nigeria. You know who was playing?
No.
IICC and maybe
Shooting Stars.
Was one of those guys. This was like
back in the day.
In the 90s. Yeah. I was a kid then. I was going so a lot of these things did exist.
No, they did exist.
Yeah.
No maintenance.
So it's not hard to replicate.
And
so it's not like it's some giant leap like that.
Yeah.
And there's been sparks little, So for instance, like the football one, we know that Sporting Lagos has been
exactly.
trying to,
absolutely.
I went to watch Sporting Lagos.
I've been to a number of the games.
Like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I think I had a season ticket, So they have.
A lot of people are trying. And it's private guys trying this thing.
Yeah.
It is.
So what
you also
it
have like
is,
those sections like Ijebo Day going to
And then you have
infrastructure will also kill that.
This is it.
Because I went to Ijebo Day for the last
you went
before.
Yeah. Okay.
And it was the lack of infrastructure that is
infrastructure, but the thing is the government, its job is to take control of the narrative. When, for instance, let's just say that Ijebo Day event, right? Let's just say the government just says, this is our national festival, just hypothetically.
Yeah.
And the government is like, oh, we want to make it the biggest one by 2030. It's going to, involve 2 million people. The streets are going to be da-da-da-da-da. Now, Arnold starts thinking, wow, 2 million people. If I build, you get. You and then investors has to put in this money. Then one venture fund somewhere is thinking,
bro, it's not there.
Because
it's not there.
that's what I'm saying.
That's
like,
the thing.
It's not there.
One of the things we miss with our leadership is that everybody comes into office. They try to do everything, fail at everything, and then leave it and say, Nigeria's problem is
they try to do nothing.
Exactly. I was just about to correct you.
Nothing to everything.
I don't know what state you've been looking at me up.
If you come in and you just take one thing, I'm not saying ignore the rest, but let one be your primary agenda.
Yeah.
Now, you don't necessarily even have to be good at doing the thing. Because one thing about, just speaking into the universe is that the people that know how to do it will then gravitate towards you.
Yeah.
You are saying it enough times, then the people who really know the onions of the conversation will gravitate towards you and start to help you build that conversation. Because they've always wanted to build it regardless of you, right? Now, they now see that, the president is championing our industry. Think about it. This is our time, right? We're going to make miracles.
Bro,
so they now come in and they're now into it.
I would love this to happen. My challenge is that, you need, as the saying goes, the world is ruled by ideas.
Ideas.
When you don't have people with ideas who are creative, honestly, bro, everything you're saying.
In government, too.
That's it. In government. So the question becomes this.
Ideas people outside government.
So the question becomes, how do we, rather than us just bashing government, is there another way? No. I think we're at this. Well, let me,
and I'll tell you why.
Wait. Let me land. Because what I'm saying is that I think we need to get creative ourselves in the private sector if we're going to make things happen. Now, let me give you... Wait. No,
this
wait.
This is how people die.
No, this is...
No, but I thought... But you're talking about doing things like government policy.
No, wait, let me see.
You said doing things
I never said that.
No, I'm not saying...
I can never say that.
Without government policy.
I can never say that. I am the testimony that government policy works.
No, wait.
If government policy pushes is in the right direction, my God, you can't imagine.
No,
exactly.
Let me
just land on this point. See what I'm saying? So I'm not saying cut government out. What I'm saying is that they need to be brought in at the right time. I'll give you an example. So I was in India a couple of years ago.
India?
Yeah, in Mumbai. And a friend told me about this whole story of Vesuva Beach. There's a place in India called Vesuva Beach. It's in the Guinness World Book of Records because it's the world's biggest cleanup. So essentially, this beach used to be like landfill. You cannot imagine how this place looked, right? One woman at some years back, she was about 25, 26 at the time, lived in the local area, started picking up rubbish. All our friends were saying, you're stupid now. Do you have sense? Look at this place. Like, this place is landfill. You're picking up a few bottles. So she's doing it every week. After a while, they're like, this woman is not backing down. And she's doing, okay, let's join her in the madness. Yeah. They start joining her. They started it. Do you know what happened over time? She set up an NGO. I'm talking, this took years now. Set up an NGO. In the end, the government, of course, came around and saw they want to come and cut the red ribbon. I was there. This is not someone told me. I was on that beach. People are cycling. It's spotless. It's now spotless. Look it up. Now, why am I using that example? I'm using that to say, I think, unfortunately, we're at a place where I don't think we can wait for government to go first. Because it's clear that it's not happening.
No,
so what I'm saying is, what I'm saying is that that's just one example. Now, there are some industries, for example, building a road. You can't front run the government. You understand? But I'm saying there are some things, like we've talked about creatives, we've talked about certain industries where there may be an angle where is it possible to demonstrate something, prove something as a concept or whatever, and then get them to come in later? Because I think if we wait, we'll still be talking about this in 10 years' time. Nothing's going to happen.
So the thing about where government speaks to it, and I've seen it in many industries, it's too many to count. Yeah. But I will speak to my industry. I, like every other person, had an idea. The idea looked foolish. It looked mad. Everybody called me and counseled me like, Tunji. I had one particular VC, when I had a call with him, he said, you left everything you're doing.
For this.
You know,
Oh my
you know when a VC tells you that you
start questioning that money you start having doubts. You're like,
and it's probably one of the biggest in Nigeria, you know. So I shout out to you, you know yourself. So but my thinking was, and you know, at the time I was trying to do everything to make it work, you know, because I was bundling this, bundling that, Regulators change. Head of the regulators house changed. This person is now very interested in the product, and everything changes. It's like the product just had a new life, and it's breathing differently. It's like now,
but you started the product without the regulation.
Yeah,
so
without
that's the same. That's the same
what I'm
concept.
saying is that
somebody has to kick it off,
everybody,
and then the government.
I don't think
joins
there's any sector in Nigeria that there's not a believer already plugging in.
Yeah,
Tunji is in one space that you know is there, but I can tell that there are different believers in different places believing the same way I was believing and being advised to go and look for a job. Whoever is around them. Do you get? But it takes that government spark. Because it's not as if the regulator is giving me money. It's not as if the regulator is helping me to talk to investors. It's not as if the regulator is helping me talk to customers. The regulator just made the road and shows that they believe in the product.
Yes.
So
but
you know,
the product had to be launched.
once the regulator starts showing the belief in the product, I don't need to say anything anymore. Do you get? I was the one convincing people, say, this thing, you need to do it. But regulator is the one in front saying this needs to happen. You know, and I'm at the back like, okay, this is how you sign up. You get, it changes everything.
It does.
It changes everything.
Yeah, that's why.
But I'm saying that, and I'm to reiterate the point that you had to kick it off. That's what I'm saying. The private sector kicks it off, and then government gets involved.
I think so.
So let me give you an example.
Put it this way: in an ideal world, so to me, it's not.
You're not drinking. You're good.
Yeah. To me, it's not even a function of. In an ideal world, you would have that enabling environment. Everything would work.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying that. We've all been we operate in this market.
So it's not something we should accept, right? So I was listening to.
I hear you on that.
I mean, I listen to a lot of podcasts. But I was listening to one recently. Shout out to Somto as well. Somto watches Drinks and Bikes a lot. So you recommended a podcast to me.
Okay, awesome.
This was
Thanks.
On M&M's, right? Sorry, not on M&M's, on Mars.
Okay.
Mars, the story behind Mars and all that. Very interesting podcast.
Okay.
But what the part that struck me, and it's not the first time I've heard that in a podcast, was one of the things that scaled Mars in the early 30s, was military purchases, because a lot of soldiers liked chocolates and candy, and it had energy. So my point is, if a government is serious
of course,
about pushing a sector. I mean, what are we even talking about? What about fintech? You think fintech could be where it is if it wasn't for CBN?
Of course. But forget even
if you didn't have a CBN that was like very
open to allow it,
and not just this past CBNs. Like 100%. If you go and check our fintech strategy
100%.
20 years ago or so, and how these guys are evolving and implementing, you'd be amazed. So
absolutely.
If they are serious about getting things done, they will get it done. The problem is if they don't allow corruption get in the way.
No, I agree.
So 100%. What happens is that there just sometimes you come with good idea, you have a grand idea, just pray that whoever it is you're meeting does not want to chop.
Yeah.
Or
there is that as well. There is that as well. Yeah, there's that.
There's a different way where they want to chop, but they want the thing to work. There are some that are like that.
Bro,
but there are some like they don't know. They
are believers.
You know it's this your idea, no bad. No bad. Okay, you know what? You say how much is the idea again? Say, sir, we just deal with like 20 billion. So, okay. All right. You go and write 19 billion, 20 billion. Use 1 billion and do it. So take 19 billion.
Talking about, just today, I was, I think I was on social media and I saw, and people who have been in Nigeria for a while remember this Go Gay Africa, this couple. that went around Nigeria.
Yeah.
And they were just talking about the culture.
About a decade ago or so.
culture.
People have done this thing. That's what I was trying to tell you.
So it was
and they are still doing it
beautiful
today.
show.
Yes,
Like go
We'll talk about different cultures in different.
in Africa, like
in Africa.
they were going to cultures that you've not heard about. They were like going to deep, and they were going into. So they were showing the real culture of Nigeria.
Yes.
Okay.
And they were on a podcast recently, and they were talking about the fact that they were doing this on their own buck. They were trying to make it work, and they were trying to, they were expecting that somehow Nigeria was going to just back them, make tourism work, but nobody was, supporting them. So much so that other African countries were trying to poach them.
Of course.
Like, this thing that you're doing here, come to our side, come and do it here. We appreciate this, right? Come over. So when I say that there's so many believers in any industry, because I can tell you that what I'm doing now, Tunji wasn't the first, the second, or the third.
Of course.
Yeah.
No.
There were many who died way before me.
100%.
Who died way
Graveyard
before.
is full of heroes.
So it's like you find many sectors, and I'm not saying government needs to back every sector. Just back the one that is a low-hanging fruit. Let's dominate with that particular sector. Let us be able to rise with that sector. And everything, it's not as if it will fix everything. No.
Government will tell you now that they've got this housing thing going, which I've been tracking as well. Is it
the housing deficit?
Hope housing, whatever.
Yeah.
But the question that I would often ask is, okay, there's a lot of information out there about thousands of houses being built and all that. Maybe I haven't been checking social media lately, but I don't know if anybody knows anybody who's got like gotten keys.
You know what?
And all that.
That's like
I don't know.
Remember during COVID, there was the conditional cash transfer.
Yeah.
I asked my employees then, and we were about
some
70.
got though. I know some who got.
Because I asked them to ask everybody.
I know people who got.
I know some who got that. But the housing one, I would like to know who's gotten it. I would like to know, because at the end of the day, reforms will always be judged by how many people you've lifted out of poverty.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. If you can't lift people out of poverty,
200%.
Screw your reforms.
Policy is all about execution.
Yeah.
I love the Ghanaian story. I know I particularly was one of the people that mocked them in about 2014 when they started this whole Ghanaian drive to, fix the economy, and then inflation went berserk.
Yeah, it did.
And
you were there then, actually. I remember, bro.
Inflation went nuts. I remember the time they had to redenominate their currency.
Yes, they did.
Back there, 2014.
So I was one of the people that was like, yo, look at these guys. Look at these guys. And a few years down the line, they just stuck to it. And
that's it. That's it.
And they've had their bumps here and there.
But momentum carries you through.
It does. And you know what? And this is, I think one of the challenges we have. When there's a story and people can see that you're moving in the right direction, people will come with you.
And they can even forgive you for the
minor
lapses here
honestly,
and there.
Honestly, there's been times in some of my previous companies where it's been rough. But because you're communicating, you're not perfect, but you're trying to be honest with your employees. You're trying to tell them this is what's going on. Honestly, people will back you and come through. I think the problem, every time, I always whenever I take an Uber or something, I always sit at the front and speak to these guys. I always say to people, you want to understand what's happening in Nigeria? Talk to Uber drivers, because they've
got the best stories.
Bro, they know what's going on, right? And every time you talk to them, it's the same thing that they say. It's the same sentiment we're saying, which is, people can take the pain, but there has to be a human face.
They've got to see a way out.
Yes, and they have to see a light at the end of the tunnel.
There's a light at the end of the tunnel.
So you're just suffering indefinitely.
The one that kills me is, again, I don't have any issues with the reforms. I like the reforms, but what kills me, like when I can't stand, is just see government officials and you just see brand new Lexus, Land Cruisers, Rolls Royce. Just see
is offensive. It's offensive.
It is, bro.
It's offensive.
Of course it is.
It's offensive.
It's literally
offensive.
it's like the owner of a business.
It is, man, to your face.
Guys, things are tough now.
Exactly.
With the you've
or a bunch of bankers, who have run their banks down, and then they're flying PJs,
That's
and then they're coming.
Guys, sorry,
calm down.
it's tough. It's tough at the top.
Are you really joking? Anyway, guys, by the way, guys, everything we said now was off script. So that's the beauty of Drinks and Bikes. He wasn't even on the schedule at all. So that's how it is. So for anyone who's going to come on Drinks and Bikes as a guest, we do go off script sometimes.
A lot of times.
Yeah, a lot of times. So sometimes, but that's how it is. So, but anyway, back to script. One of the things I wanted us to discuss today was some of the things that happened. So, I mean, we had a lot of predictions. We're in here, but I mean, you know what's up. So we had a lot of things that we thought would happen. You know, this is the first half of the year, almost done. And so we just want to go back and see, like, what changed. So the team did a little bit of research.
Oh, wow. They went back.
Yeah, they went back. All the things that we said. So they got receipts.
Hope it's not Arnold said this.
I told them, no, don't say who said what. So let the audience go and check themselves. But anyway, so on interest rates, we kind of said that, throughout the year, we could see 300 to 500 bips caught in interest rates. We're already in June. We've only seen 100 bips. I mean, like, what went wrong?
Oh, man, the war. The war, no? BB came and just blew up all the predictions. Blew up the predictions. Yes, the war, man. I think the war.
Nobody could have predicted
oil price,
BB.
inflation stayed higher. Everybody went into inflation
That's
frenzy.
it. It's panic mode.
Right, and nobody wanted to. That one is.
So what is it looking like now? Like next
I think we'll be lucky to finish from that point at cutting by 150, even though we have already done 100. Even though we've already done 100, we'll be lucky to do an additional 50.
As in
before the end of the year. No, yeah.
Damn. So you're saying year to date, max 150?
Yeah.
So you think there's going to be another 50 basis points hike?
Yeah.
So don't you think that this inflation...
Drop.
Okay.
I think it will be going the other way around.
You think they got the balls to cut?
No, I think they'll hold.
So
all year round?
Yeah.
We're going to be on 26.5 all year round?
No, because look, the problem is this. I think if you look, we're essentially in July already.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
And usually by the July, you have ends.
Yeah, that's it, right? Like mentally.
We're entering an election cycle.
Exactly. Thank you. So what I was just about to say is the challenge is we're going into election season. So I think they're going to not want to rock the boat or do anything. I think the best, they're going to interpret it as the best is do nothing. Do no harm. First, do no harm.
Yeah,
that's what I think they're going to do.
Yeah, because what you're seeing now is you're seeing, because for me, it's currency, right?
Yeah.
So you're seeing treasury bill yields and about 100 basis points higher week on week. Yeah. You're now seeing, there was a bond auction at came out higher than 18%. So I think that what you're going to see is rather than see a hike in interest rates, right, which will keep everything tight, and you're not going to see it translate in capital markets where they're trying to get this FPI inflow in because we need to borrow more anyway. Yeah. So because we need to borrow more because it's election season, treasury bill yields are going to price the hike. If you know what I mean. So treasury bill yields are pricing the hike. So basically
what you're saying is they'll hold because they're factoring in.
They'll hold because they'll hike
the hike is
through capital markets.
Bro, and they've been sucking out a lot of money though.
Sucking out a lot of
money from the system. Like, I mean, a lot of automobiles being sold, treasury bills being sold. You've been seeing offers. You've been seeing demand outstrip offers completely.
You've been seeing demand outstrip offers.
Yeah, so
in terms of and that's because they're hiking.
Yeah,
they're making it more juicy. Because they need to raise money. Yeah, they're making it more and they need to raise money because it's an election season. And then also on the FPI side, we need to keep the currency stable.
So lending is screwed this year, though.
Lending is aggressive, man.
It's screwed.
But we saw it get aggressive.
I'm not afraid of lending. You know, I've never been afraid of lending. It's just
borrowing. You mean
people
borrowing.
Yeah.
I've never been afraid of borrowing, but
I have.
No, because
because I know it's not because I know it's not going.
bruv, borrowing as you, me, different conversation.
Yes, no.
Borrowing as Nigeria, I don't think we have a choice.
Oh, okay. Is it Nigeria?
No,
I'm talking about Nigeria now.
Okay.
They don't have a choice.
Private credit?
No, I'm talking about when I'm talking about borrowing. I'm talking about. When I said lending is screwed, I mean manufacturers, private sector.
Absolutely. No.
It's
and this is the problem, right? Because back to the point we had the discussion we were having before, which is that if we said, let's just say for argument's sake, we said, okay, our currency's been devalued. We can look at the East Asians, right? And look at what happens when you have a cheaper currency. Okay, let's push on exports. All right, let's double down on manufacturing. Let's go hard on that. You could say that manufacturers, fine, we've got the MPR for the whole of the economy, but for manufacturers, they can access rates at 10%, for argument's sake, and then double down on that. But you're going to ask a manufacturer to borrow at like 40% to do what?
Yeah, to do what?
Bro, he's already paying out of his nose.
Yeah.
Let me not use another word, for his power, right? He's already paying,
he's paying security.
He's paying private security.
He's paying local taxes.
He's doing everything.
State taxes.
That government should be doing. And he's got to borrow at 40%. It won't work.
No.
It won't work. So when we talk about a story or a strategy, this is the problem. There's got to be some cohesive strategy between the fiscal and monetary side. Otherwise, it's not going to work.
Let's go to inflation.
Yeah, let's move
So
on.
inflation, we said it was going to ease. I mean,
So it's the same story now.
Same thing.
Yeah, BB.
Completely.
Yeah, BB just blew everything.
Blame it on BB.
That's it.
blame it.
It's not the scapegoat.
But it's the reality,
but this is what we said at that time. And I remember we were on this show when I was like, cut now. Save us now. Save us now. I kept saying it that time. Because I
haven't been able to cut them.
No, I know. See.
It was impossible.
The world.
The inflation was just starting to get under control.
You know, one of the things.
It was just starting to get under control.
One of the reasons why I trust my analyst skills is that I really follow precedents. There's never been a time in history when the world just continued to go good.
It's true. There's always
something happens.
Always pops.
If BB didn't happen,
so many things you can't
something
control.
else would have happened.
Russia will heat.
Exactly.
North Korea can
That's
happen.
it. North Korea will just
China
wake up and decide.
Something will happen.
Still, though,
and at
but
that
still,
point, we had a breather. We had a breather, and I'm saying, can we pack as much reforms into this? Can we pack as much as we can into this space before it goes to hell again? And everybody says,
but we did enough reforms.
We were on the cancer page. We were cancer patients. We were on the table.
No, I'm
and now we have now recovered.
What are not reforms? What
I'm not saying reforms. I'm saying like cut rates. Let people. Let's chuck in as much credit as possible at a reduced rate. Let's stimulate the economy properly. Let's go into the market, give money, let people But
there was a different reason why they didn't do that, and that takes me to the third point, which is likely what we got. We said that the exchange rate will hover between 1,350, 1,5. It's been firm at 1,360, 1,380 first half of the year. So kind of got that right. So isn't that the price we're paying? Because some people say, well, is it that you take lower interest rate
or weaker currency?
So. And
which would we rather?
I would have taken lower interest rates because lower interest rates have the direct flow through for me in Nigeria today on the micro.
I would challenge you on that,
interest rates have more impact than currency?
Let me tell you why.
No, wait. I'll explain it quickly. I'll explain it quickly.
Okay.
Manufacturing. All the employers,
all the inputs.
That's the problem.
I was gonna
see, the thing is, I would agree with Tunji. I would agree with Tunji in a normal functioning economy. But our economy is not normal.
You're talking about manufacturing that
the FX input. That is one side, right?
But okay, finish. Sorry.
Manufacturing is a wide spectrum.
It is, yes.
It's a wide spectrum. Now, a lot of the middle to lower spectrum that hires the larger number of workers, right, across the entire economy, don't have a lot of FX inputs into their manufacturing. And when I say manufacturing, I'm using that word very liberally. You know, producing.
Exactly. I think let's use the word producing.
is a better word, right? And these guys really rely on bank credit to be able to keep their small factories going. And I'm talking about things capital. Like bakeries, places like printing firms, the small scale mechanical shops. Those places need credit. And some of them is just even the quick overdraft. The 30-day overdraft.
It's basic POs. Working capital.
Working capital that keeps the business going. We needed to chuck a lot of that into the economy to be able to, because the multiplier effect of that is on GDP. There's more economic activity. GDP grows. There's a multiplier effect. The economy has a better story. We didn't do anything.
Should I tell you why I disagree?
My pain is this. We did not do anything. We did not lend. We did not bring the currency down. we did not bring the currency down.
To almost 2,000 or something.
At some point now, to 1,000.
So let me tell you.
It didn't go back to 750 though.
Yeah.
Bam.
Yeah.
So if you didn't bring it to 750, give us money.
No, wait.
This
is where I would see it slightly differently. Because, unfortunately, people talk about, import substitution and blah, blah. Like, bro, we import toothpicks.
Yeah.
We import toothpicks. Yeah. Just let that sink for a second. Yeah. The reality is that we are inherently, as it stands, sadly, today, wholly dependent on where the Naira FX rate is. You can ask your local electrician the FX rate. It will tell you. He will know. If you go to like most functioning countries, they don't know what their currency is.
And by the way, FX rate is 1.4 though, so it's not even this 1.3 that we're seeing here. But go on.
Yeah. So I think the challenge here is we have to watch the currency very closely because unfortunately, everything is pegged to the dollar. Everything. What I would suggest, and where I do agree with you, is yes, manufacturers and people in the with SMEs, MSMEs need cheaper credit. But what I would have suggested, what they should have done is they should have carved out something where people in certain sectors can access cheaper credit. So for example,
you guys don't like that.
Why?
You guys don't like that? Because I guess
those things get abused. We see it. It's been abused too many times.
But everything can be abused.
No, leave it to merit. You see, this is my problem, right? Leave it to merit. Leave it to me being able to, because the truth about it is that I know where the bank is.
Yeah.
The banks are still giving loans.
Yeah, but
so let me tell you.
I know the road.
Let me give you
if I go outside like this and I pass like this, if I go outside like this and I pass like this,
you have to coerce the banks or force the banks. There needs to be some sort of financial repression.
Yes. Let me just make one final point on this, right? Because people always
talk. That's what you're asking for now.
Sorry, that's not what I'm asking for.
Just to make one final point on this, right? Because people always talk about free.
You're asking about free markets, but with lower interest rates.
Wait. Because
he's asking. Sorry. You're asking for free markets.
Yes,
but let the market reprice it lower. But macro is not allowing us to reprice it lower. So what needs to happen is...
Who's macro?
As in our global, our macroeconomic story can't... Our macroeconomic story says inflation is high.
Let's not rewrite it. Listen to this. This is the one I would know.
Listen to this point. Listen to this point. Inflation is high, currency is weak, right? But you want free markets to price it lower. Free market prices it where macro data prices it. So what you need to do is actually come up with the solution. And the solution is there has to be some sort of financial repression where the central bank or policy says rates for this sector has to be lower. Free markets.
Yes.
Because free markets...
I'm going to respond to you understand.
Let me just... Because you know why? Because... You know why this is important, right? Because there's always this argument between pure free markets. And if you do this, it's almost like you're helping people or let the market decide. But the truth is, every economy that is strong today, there was protectionism. 100%. They made sure their sectors work. 100%. If you look at Ha-Joon Chang and all the research he's 100%. Done, yes, you look at, what's that book called? Bad Samaritans. And he talks about it, this concept of the West basically used the ladder, then yanked it out. They're trying to sell us a dummy that you can do it free markets. It can't work, bro. Yeah. If you look at Japan, in the 1940s, before the Second World War, Toyota was doing sewing machines. It was the Japanese government that basically forced that company to start building cars. People were dying. Engines were exploding. They said, don't worry, keep going. We'll keep funding. We'll keep funding. Is it not today that Toyota were ready to kill people over in this same Nigeria? Yeah. You have to do it. You have to get sectors and say, we're going to protect it until you get strong enough to stand on your own. Yeah, get free market.
My accent might not be.
I beg Joe.
Don't buy it.
I beg Joe.
But the good things I know English.
So
wait now, let me finish.
Okay. Finish. Talk.
He said, I'm saying free market, but keep pricing it. First of all, I never said anything about free markets. I said, let merit move people to get credit.
Yeah.
Everybody knows where credit
Which is free markets anyway.
Nobody is just going to collect it because I would die if I collect a loan from a bank at the rates at which I'm getting it at. Mm-hmm. Right? Even forget banks. There's even private credit.
Yeah, private credit.
Which is exorbitant at this point.
Private credit is priced. Private credit is priced.
Let me ask. Sorry, wait.
He's saying that.
Are you suggesting that? Sorry, you used to continue.
Yeah.
Are you suggesting that interest rates, which you said should have been cut, which led to all this argument, should be lower than inflation rate? Is that what you're talking about? Because the CBN obviously wants net real.
Wait, how much is it? How much is it? How? What's the inflation rate right
inflation
now?
Is according to 15 points.
So what is interest rate?
Interest rate is 26.75%.
Yeah, now, so why?
And
why? I don't understand. Why you're making it look as if they are both 50-50, and I said we are removing it.
So where should it be? That's what I said.
I don't understand.
So that lower is.
I don't understand. See wahala.
So you're saying that 10%.
Oh, so what's your price?
You guys cannot use this to gag me. You know I am too.
Gag me.
Wait. You said that free markets, that the market priced the exchange rate at that figure. Which market?
But no, they were defending it now.
Which market priced it there? Answer now.
Services market.
No, who are the people that priced it there?
Inflow outflow is just pricing it.
Banks.
From who?
Banks are pricing interest rates on the back of
manipulated.
No, I'm not saying manipulated anything. I'm saying who priced it there and why are we pricing it there?
Why would put it interest rate? Why would put interest rate at 26.5%?
No, if you answer my question, we'll get there. Because you're afraid to answer.
Banks are pricing it. Banks are pricing it.
You see the problem now? He's afraid to answer.
So banks are pricing it.
So let me wait.
No, let me help. I'm trying to understand. I'm trying to figure out where he's trying to land.
Let me help.
He's afraid. He doesn't want to.
Let me try to explain to his arguments.
Okay.
His point basically is that inflation rate is 15. Let me know if I'm wrong.
Inflation rate is 15%.
MPR is 26.5%.
Yeah. So where's your price? It should be 20%.
Wait,
the price could be anything. What's the price? So the spread is too wide.
Oh, so you realize?
I'm saying, is that what you're saying?
Oh, okay. Let me learn. I know where it's going. So his point is that
he's saying the spread is too wide.
Well, chill.
I'm chill. Sorry, I'm awake today.
15%. MPR is 26.5%. Lending is 34, 35, sometimes 40%. That's his point. Now, there's a flip side as well. I guess he's also saying that's lending. So we're saying lending is priced market. B. But deposit is 5%, 6%, 8%. Fact, if you're going to get very good deposit, you're probably going to get, if you have all the money, you're probably going to get 11%, 12%. Nobody's talking about market here.
Went to buy,
there's no bank today
on that side
that will give you interest rates higher than inflation. There's no bank.
They even charge you to put money with them.
Yeah, please.
There's no bank. But here's
they charge you on your deposits.
But here's my counter.
You know those banks that there are some banks in Nigeria, just the fact that you did something with the bank account that day.
What do you mean?
They will just charge you that you just opened the app.
Here's my counter. Here's what I think might be going on. Because even me, I've tried to make sense of this thing. What I think might be going on is, I think that perhaps the central bank believes manufacturers or the real sector probably shouldn't be going for bank loans at the moment. I think they feel like where you should be going to with interest rates at 30% and inflation at 15% is the equities market. Because it's only equities that will match those costs of debt is usually cheaper now. It's only equities that can match those sort of rates. Because IRR is probably 35, 36%, depending on the kind of project you're doing, especially in Nigeria. So those are the only kind of funding that can match the environment we're in today. No bank is going to lend to you at 17% anyway, or 18%, right? So that's what I think maybe they're trying to communicate. But where I have a problem is, okay, so let's assume that you're saying companies should probably, there's a lot of money. That's why you're saying treasury bills, OMO bills, oversubscribed, 4x oversubscribed. People are dying, falling over for 17% yield, which is to Tunji's point. NPR is at 26.5%, but CBN is saying at 17%.
Exactly.
Less than NPR. People are falling over themselves for those kind of yield. So there's so much money out there, which is probably why you're also seeing the equities market do very well. So perhaps businesses that are jealously holding on to ownership, and because you want to hold on to ownership, you want to go to the banks to borrow, divulge ownership, raise equity, come to the market and list.
But let me challenge you on that.
Okay.
I agree with you at a certain size. But Tunji's premise from the beginning was about smaller businesses, right? I'm doing some small plastics. I'm doing that.
And I'm going to come to that.
Yeah. Because they
that's where I have a problem. That was the second.
And that's what we need to be
second side of my issue.
Okay.
The second side of my issue is that, okay, let's say that we're trying to take away big ticket borrowers. Manufacturers probably need billions of naira to do businesses and all of that. We're telling them, guys, the equity market is thin. Go there and go and raise capital. These are people that will give you long-term funds, have very good corporate governance. You don't need to own 100% of everything and blah, blah, blah. That's fine. But for the SMEs that you know are struggling, or for the regular consumers who need to buy things on the go and get things done, these guys can be borrowing at 5% per monthly. By the way, they are doing that.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, because we had fintech guys on this show who have told us, in fact, I've got fintech guys who've called and told me that, bro, we're doing 4-5% monthly. And our default rate is less than 1%.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So that means there's an addressable market out there who are ready to pay. And these guys have data. They're better at collecting their money back. And these are merchants. So now the question then is, so if you have this addressable market that are trading and are willing to borrow and pay back, so why is the government not doing it? Why is it fintechs doing it? How much can fintechs provide? Which again is to Arnold's point that how do you then provide, or to your point rather, how do you then provide some sort of funding or financing for SMEs and all of that? But I understand Tunji's point. Tunji's point is that if you do that, if government starts to borrow directly to SMEs, they will never pay back. But if the government comes and says, okay, we'll create this fund, the likes of OPay, Money Points, Fintech, you guys that are how to really do this lending, come and tap this fund. We'll lend you this money at 0.5% per month. But you lend it out at 1.5% per month.
But this is the thing.
But it's pretty much what I'm talking about today.
I agree,
But it is. Doesn't that work?
But even beyond that, guys.
So why are they not doing that?
No, but even beyond that, guys.
It is. But it's what Dre has just said, no?
But one second, right? Because this is the point here,
because Arnold that is like
allow him land. This is the first time I've seen. This is the first time Arnold and Tunji are going back and forth. So it's really fun. But land.
But there's some pre-existing beef here. Okay. The thing is for me is that government doesn't need to be involved in any business. I'm not a fan in government. Government doesn't even need to be involved in the lending. Yeah. Government just needs to ensure the capital is being directed efficiently. Let's go back to COVID. During the time of COVID, if you look even in developed markets, UK, US, lenders were saying, we can't lend, it's too risky, or we don't know, blah, blah, blah. Post-credit crisis, same thing happened. You saw it 08, 09. What did the Bank of England do? They told the banks in the UK, listen, you need to start lending or we'll just revoke your license. All of a sudden, they magically managed to find credit-worthy people to lend to. It's nonsense. The truth is there's no bank in this world that would take on more risk than they need to. They wouldn't. Yeah. If I'm not compelled to, why will I? I can make money on FX. I can make money
on fixed deposit,
on anything. And what I'm going to now start going.
The crazy thing, we actually have a lot of banks, so there's oversupply.
That's what I'm saying. Force them to do the work. Thank you. Force them to do the work.
So you guys are coming full circle to Tunji's point.
You don't have to lie. You just keep quiet.
Oh my God. Yeah, maybe everybody come back full circle. Anyway, next thing that I think we kind of were spot on was GDP growth rate. We said it would be around 4 to 5%. We're at 4.1, 4.2% so far. We think we're going to be there, which is really poor though.
I'm surprised we're not.
In fact, we're not. It was even 3.9%.
3.8 something.
Q1, yeah.
I'm surprised we're at 3.8, but I think we should be at 4 already. But I can feel before the end of the year, we should do 5. We should do 5.
To be honest, GDP.
But yes, again. So no.
You don't look at GDP.
It's just no. So yes,
it's just it.
I agree. No. GDP is never is. To be honest, I understand.
It's vanity metrics.
It's vanity metrics. I always explain GDP like current.
Yeah.
Like you see a river.
Yes.
Passing
I do hear
through.
that. It's directional.
And
it tells a story.
If it is low and the current is not really high, you could walk through. And there's sometimes that river is like really bursting that if you enter, you're going to die, right?
Yes.
So the higher the current, the better for the economy. It's not as if you can easily just go into that current and put your cup in and drink. It's not that easy because it could carry you away, right? But at the same time, you know that there's water around this area, right? The soil is being wet. If you have a farm down this road, you don't have to do much irrigation. You could just, put a small pipe to just direct small water this way, and you get water into your farm to be able to,
going on about this
This analogy.
No. So that's so I've always, because I did work around CPI, but GDP was also my work. But from that perspective, you can see how GDP is important to conversations. It's not really we have 700 naira. It's more like this is the current within the economy. And if it is going in this direction, it kind of tells you this is a good time to throw your net.
Yeah. No, I understand and I agree, right? For me, it's always the breakdown in sectors that interest me with GDP.
Yes, 100%.
Right? It shows you, how good is this sector doing and what does this sector need? So I get it. GDP tells a story.
All right, so let's move on to equities. We kind of looked at 150 trillion. That's what we said. We said we'll probably do 150 trillion by second hold. We'll do 150 trillion by the end of the year. But guys, we hit 160 at some point.
Yeah.
Are we moving too fast? I mean, we've not seen Dangote Refinery list yet, but we're already on like 160.
I remember my prediction on that and this equities. I said we're going to do better despite NGX. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, despite NGX.
So there's been a slew of policies. We've seen T+1.
Yes,
We've seen
there's more confidence in the market. There's a lot
and all that. So a lot of
who is bringing the confidence?
Arnold?
No, I think investors feel more confident about the NSE
because
awareness.
Because
Because a number of things, you know, like no, I know he's going. He's setting me up. He's setting me up.
The good thing is that all of us know these people, so you cannot put me outside. We are all friends with them, so you cannot do it to me.
But by the way, NGX is going to be part. It's going to be one of our partners on. From next season.
Ah, okay, fantastic, good. Yeah.
I will say my own before they come.
Speak your mind. Speak your mind.
I am saying that the last year's increase in the all share index was good.
Yeah.
I could tell that this year was going to be better, but I just didn't feel that the being better was going to be as a result of the work done by the NGX.
Why?
I feel it was going to be as a result of global trends. There are more younger people turn into equities investments. You know, people buying Tesla, people buying Apple, Google and the rest. And then there are Nigerians back home who are also thinking inwards and looking at the Nigerian Stock Exchange. Well. Yeah, exactly. Yes, it's exciting people. So this really...
Don't undersell yourself. Don't undersell yourself.
Yeah. Nairametrics.
I don't know if it's behind that stuff. Those guys.
But I didn't think that it was going to be anything specific to what the NGX is. And I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I remember when the EPL rebranded into the EPL.
Yeah.
I remember telling people when we were watching, it felt like a movie was about to start.
Yeah.
Now we've become so desensitized to it.
That was 93.
We're so used to it now.
Yeah.
We're so used to the way the EPL starts now. You know that thing where the lion, the cup, it goes to the now. That's the English.
That's what we call it here now, bro.
Sorry, you guys are not football, but you guys are like what's EPL? I'm picking I don't know. This guy grew up in the UK.
In all fairness to him, in the UK, it's just referred to as Premier League.
Yeah.
So he
doesn't even know what it is.
Yeah.
I don't even know who
in Nigeria. So he doesn't even know where the World Cup. See? There's a World Cup now. He doesn't even know where there's World Cup.
So remember I think it was, I can't remember, it was 2004. So I can't remember when exactly it was, but it was all that paparazzi around packaging the EPL to what it is today. It kind of looked like this, out of the world thing. And it's now rebranded over the years to become a better brand than even the La Liga, which was bigger prior to than the Italian Serie A, which was bigger prior to. Yeah. But there was a consecutive dedication to ensuring that the brand kept getting better. With the NGX,
I will not tolerate NGX slander.
NGX has tried.
I want to see where it's coming to, because I think anybody who sits on this seat always has a problem. Always, it's as if there's something that they all do. So I want to hear what you want to say.
We're all drinking the same thing.
Say it.
It's good.
Say it.
The NGX, for all the fantastic things that the NGX
I like that you said that.
could be doing.
He's doing.
He's still
doing.
That
side today.
Let him land.
See, the thing I'm confident because we are all friends with these people. Cannot keep it outside. I'm just saying, and honestly, I'm saying this with all sense of humility to the NGX, that we can make it a far bigger, better brand than it is today.
Oh, of course.
We can.
I
do not think, and this is my problem.
Full potential.
I do not think that we are giving it the push that it deserves to get to where it's supposed to be. For one, we shouldn't be so far behind South Africa. Right? Yeah. Capital is deeper there, blah, 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 blah. Yes, I get it. I get it, right?
That's a market cap.
I'm saying by just, it's the same way the Serie A was
Tunji,
bigger than the EPL at one point.
To you here?
Right?
That's the point you also made earlier about why government matters. I remember on this show last year, I told these two gentlemen, I used the word, and they were like, And they were like, I said coerce. Yeah. I said, you can't have, they didn't like the word, remember that? You can't have, 2024. Yeah, free market was 2025. You can't have, or 2024, so I said, you can't have, part of the big things we need to do in Nigeria, the big things is capital formation. It is something that government has, that's why you see me, I'm always in support of capitalization or recapitalization, because I think capital formation is an essential part of creating a very big economy and a very big market. Because when capital is formed and is institutionalized, it tends to flow. Things tend to move faster. Even government works better, right? Because you're dealing with fewer people, bigger players that can actually move things, right? So, and I said, you kind of have a situation where people in the NGX are going cap in hand, begging Tunji or Arnold or Ugo, come on list. Come on list. Government has to drive that. Like the last time we had government drive anything like that was, wait now. It's very simple. And I'll tell you. One of the ways you can do it is, okay, you know what? You want government contracts. It's fine. You want to do government contracts? You have to we can only give, you have to list, because when you list, Nigerians have a stake in that. And then the world goes round. 100%.
There are ways you can do it.
Fine. You want government license for some things? Tell us the part to listing, because we want Nigerians to be part of it. Exactly. You want to buy government assets? You want to buy government assets? Well, I don't know. You can't be an individual and buy government asset. You buy government assets, you must sign that in 5 years' time you're listing. A part to listing. You have to deliberately want to do these things. So that what then happens is that you also de-risk your entire economy. Because then you don't have businesses who you're trying to acquire a company that government is privatizing. You now go to a few banks because you know their MDs and all of you do barakpo. You now go, you borrow money that you know you never pay back, right? You come, you buy the asset, you start to big boy, you run down the entire asset, you can't pay back the loan, and then there's now bank issues. They now start to do impairments and all that. Everybody knows that nobody goes to jail, nothing happens.
Absolutely.
Nothing happens. The money is entirely squandered. Meanwhile, the entire people who should have benefited from this don't benefit from it. Absolutely. So the only thing the NGX can do is make sure that the market functions very well. Make sure that there's good corporate governance. Make sure that companies that are on the market pay dividend regularly, abide by listing rules and all of that. Ensure that the technology is working. Ensure that you have more crowd-based, what cowrie-wise, you have more of these guys that can allow democratized finance. That's what you got to do.
Outside of the arguments where there are guys that have tried it through the equity markets and haven't succeeded. LLX, for example, right? They try to use the equity markets to raise money for
that's what the market. That's why markets is good, because if you want to, if a LLX story, it's different. You want to raise money in the equity market. At the end of the day, it's a market now.
It's a market.
Exactly.
If the people don't want to give you money, they don't.
Yes, now they'll look at you. They'll look at what's your business.
Do we not know one? We all know of one guy right now that everybody's begging with money to collect.
Exactly.
But that's that scares people, right? Because nobody wants to be an LLX story.
No.
Yourself okay, now. But for every elect, there's a VFD. Look
exactly.
Look at the VFD just now. And they did a rights issue and raised about 50 billion.
VFD, before they did that, they did several CPs.
Several CPs. There are a lot of guys on the sides right now. In fact, I know a lot of guys on the sidelines that are like on the list. The reason why a lot of them are a little shaky is because they don't want the refinery thing to. But there are guys out there on the sidelines. And these guys have been doing CPs. Absolutely. So you started first doing so already. Pension funds, insurance investors already know you. They're seeing your CP.
You can see that
you're paying back and all. They're seeing track record. So to list is not hard.
But you know, there's also that challenge of, especially in like the tech space, there's that challenge of like the prestige of like, I wanted to be on the NASDAQ and all this kind of stuff.
That's fine.
And the reality is you'll be an orphan stock now.
But guess what?
Tell me what research analyst in the US will follow one Nigerian company.
Fintech, exactly. But guess what?
You'll
now,
be an orphan stock.
Guess what? Chibi, now CBN has come up with, which I guess we're going to talk about it at some point. They've come up with this UBO. Is it UBO or whatever policy where?
Oh, okay. Yes, I heard about this.
You got to know. We want to know who is behind companies.
Yes.
So if you have a fintech now or a financial services firm, you have complex ownerships in different maybe you have complex ownership in all these tax havens or in Delaware. They don't know who is behind you. They want to know who is behind.
Yes. And just one final thing.
It's going to get to that. And I feel like at some point, the discussion will be like, you know what? You can't be operating in Nigeria. You are Nigerian founder-led. We understand that you are, owned by a foreign entity who probably seed and everything. Yeah. At least dual list. Yeah. Dual list. Yeah. Because people here, how then do you, this is the economy where you make 95% or 90% of your money. What the heck are you not dual listing for?
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. 100%.
Yeah. 100% how then do you grow the economy?
Revenue is here.
How then do you create all these jobs they're talking about?
Absolutely. Yeah. And just one point on this, one final point before we move on that I think is important is we need to find a way to get more retail participation, right? We just talked about. No, hang on, wait. No, I want to know because we
that's
talked
what
about.
The NGX,
no, because we
retail participation has increased.
Yeah, no, but
that's what you're seeing in the market.
Because of NGX.
That's what you're seeing in the market.
Because of NGX.
Yes.
No, wait.
Yes.
So this is.
I'll take you on this one.
I've been quiet for a while.
I'll take you on this one. I'll take you on this one. Do you know I'll take you on this one?
You know I'll be quiet.
No, you have to be quiet.
People, you know I'll be quiet because I didn't want to say anything.
No, I'll take you on this one. You know I'll take you on this one.
Right. I'm here.
If the same way the regulator has allowed players in a sector that we know has been run by cabals or whatever.
Yeah.
If the NGX does not want, and SEC by extension, does not want the likes of
Bamboo.
Yeah.
Trove, Carrywise.
No.
Yeah, those guys are retail platforms.
They will not allow them operating market. What are you talking about?
Let's separate this.
How you separate this?
What are you separating?
Let's separate NGX and SEC. And SEC
is the regulator.
Yes, now SEC licensed the Bamboo.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
These guys operated for at least 3-4 years before the SEC now decided to license them.
Hey, now we're saying the same thing.
What are you talking about? The NGX now.
Wait now.
Who gives them the engine now? Who gives them the data?
I'm with you on that.
Who gives them the data?
I'm with you on this one.
If you have an app, that does stock today, right? Yeah. There's data that is there now. You see trading information, blah blah blah. All these fintech companies that do stocks.
Open your fintech.
They are all
right now.
See, bro. Let me tell you something. You don't know. All the fintech apps that you use today that do stocks are linked to a stockbroker.
Yes, now I agree.
And so
I'm not disagreeing now. I'm not disagreeing. And those stockbrokers, they are not licensed by NGX now.
No, but to be a stockbroker,
so I'm saying separate.
How do you get plugged into NGX?
No, wait. I'm saying let's separate.
How do you get plugged into NGX?
Wait. I'm saying let's separate this conversation. SEC is doing a great job with regulation, creating the enable environment. And to be honest, in terms of in financial services, they were probably the second after CBN to catch this technology wave, right? CBN caught it quickly with allowing fintechs come into the country. Then immediately afterwards, you saw the SEC license a couple of companies to be able to do stockbroking at retail level. Fantastic, right? So I don't have any issues with the SEC. SEC has done a great job. In fact, I have been here several times defending the SEC. I am not saying the NGX has done a bad job in... Because I've seen the NGX for a very long time. Right?
Yes.
The fact that you have just added technology to what you've been doing for so long doesn't mean that you have created a different product. I am saying that the product itself, on a face value level, right, isn't the reason why we have more retail customers. The product itself, on a face value level, isn't the reason why more people want to list. Tunji wants to list on the NGX. I've been saying it for a long time. It is not because of the NGX. It is not because the NGX has shown me anything
particularly interesting that wants to make me list. I want to list because I want Nigerian participation in my business, right? I want Nigerians to be a co-builders in what I'm building. That is the reason. And if you ask the guys at this internet company want to also list, it is the same thing. It's the same story. We're listing despite NGX. Now I'm saying, can NGX now give us added?
What do you want them to do?
That's something. My question was going to be: what are
they supposed to be doing that you're not doing now?
Now, when I list on NASDAQ, right? The story, the prestige. Just if I tell you my company is listed on NASDAQ, you don't ask me any other questions. Do you ask me any question again?
So how do you want to?
Do I even tell you I don't need to tell you my market cap. Do I need to tell you?
NASDAQ as an example.
No, that is the example I'm telling you.
Use German DAX. There's DAX. There are so many.
Use the French one now.
That's media.
So what I'm saying? No, yes, that's what it can. So media doesn't work for.
So you're saying NGX. That's what I'm saying. What exactly is NGX not doing?
No, so I'm saying NGX needs to.
So how do
the product?
Well, you say it needs to be more sexy. That's what you're saying.
But how do you make it more?
I agree with you now. So
I do hear about
that. Why should partner
how do you make it more sexy?
I make noise. That's what he's saying. Partner.
Immediately I tell you that I'm listed on the NASDAQ, you don't ask me any question again.
But that's
you just see my. You start looking at my suit as you start looking at my jacket like
But in all fairness,
that jacket I know it's expensive.
No, but in all fairness,
I understand what he's saying.
I do understand what he's saying. But hang on. But you don't get that same reaction if you say I'm on the CAC in France or the DAX, like you said, or the whatever. It's the
you can't. It's the American thing.
Let me explain what he's saying. Let me explain what
Wall Street.
Let me explain what Tunji is saying because we've been on this. Me and him have been on this side of this. You understand what he's saying?
I don't understand what he's saying.
Let me explain. What he's saying is that what he's saying essentially is the BD team of the NGX are not earning their pay. Because if the BD team are earning their pay, a lot of the fintech companies you have today, a lot of all these guys should be thinking of listing. It's not. I know how many man hours the top echelon at the NGX spend with all the big wigs, whether it's UBA, Seplat, Dangote, and all the guys. They spend a lot of time trying to ensure those guys. I know how much effort they put, but you need to see that same kind of effort with companies.
Bro,
this was the point I also had with, this was the point I also had with NASD as well.
I don't know the protocol. I don't know what to do. I don't know where to start from.
So I think there's gonna be a lot of marketing around.
Yeah, there has to be education.
So but also, are you trying to raise money? But you come to the NGX.
Absolutely.
Do you have 5 years financial statement? Do you like
yes, you're right. But also,
I don't know whether the law allows them to do that.
But also, guys, let's also be fair. Also, the brokers. No, but even the brokers, right, and the analysts. Will they even know how to value a tech company where you've got intangible assets and all that? I'm saying that's
our brokers. I say no, I know that his team and his colleagues are
I don't want to insult anybody. No, but what I'm just saying. What I'm just saying though is that it's a whole thing. It's a whole ecosystem thing because
I'm here to defend the market participants.
No, wait.
We can value a tech company.
A lot of these guys are invested in these companies.
They can value it. But will they value it at fair value? That's what I'm saying.
What's fair value?
Fair value.
The way SpaceX was valued.
Yeah.
That's fair value. 90 times earnings.
Loss-making companies. We want to have loss-making companies on the NGX.
And the good thing is this, right? The guys at the NGX, good friends.
Yeah, we're friends. We do that.
Lovely people. Mentor some of them.
Well, we send them hampers.
Love them. But I know in my heart of hearts.
Do you think they're not doing enough?
In terms of business development?
Yeah.
No. And they know.
They know that. They know. They've got to deepen
it. So they don't have
this
the
is not about
I don't know what it is, but there's something.
Arnold, look at this, right? If you think about it, it's basically banks and FMCG. Like that's it.
Yeah.
Like let's be honest. So the reality.
That's been Nigeria for a while.
Yes, but what I'm saying is we can do better, right? We can broaden
Somebody was beers bags and cement.
Guess what? Somebody last week. You know what that person told me? Yeah. I was somebody last week. It was shocking. The person said, so we're talking about NGX. They said, they're still there. They said, man, who be their new MD now? I said, it's typical. I was like, I don't even know him. I said, who be there? Who did there before? I said, who you know? That babe now, that woman, where did there? I said, what? Wow. She left like over 10 years ago. She left ages ago. And I be saying people where they there, we don't know them all. Say that woman, bro, I know I'm everywhere. She's there everywhere. But it's true though.
Bro.
Yeah. It's true though. The first thing that we see a lot even now is the chairman. Their chairman, I don't know how you see him. Kwaranga, you see him everywhere. So to your point, I think that there's gotta be a lot more media presence as well.
Engagement,
a few times on drinks
conversations. You know, you gotta
market your product
for people like forget all the other companies that don't want to list. That are even skeptical. Someone like me
that wants to list
should not be the person that doesn't know what the procedure is.
But the procedure is on their website though.
So here's the thing, right? So you know the fantastic thing about where the times we are right now is that I'm not going to do that until I am now fully ready.
But someone else has to be guiding you right now.
I tell my team that a lot of the people that are going to sign up to our product will sign up on the third time they hear it.
Absolutely. If
so it just passes the first time and they're like, what's this? They just scroll through. It passes the first time, the second time they scroll through. The third time they mistakenly leave the phone. So let me.
Is that cognitive ease?
Let me hear about it in passing. Let me just hear this bit here and let me hear this. Then I'm like, is that all it takes?
Gets easier.
I didn't know it was that easy. Then I call my compliance guy. It's like, we can do this thing. No, you don't know we can do it. We can do it. And then we do it. You get. If I don't know.
But is that a job of the exchange or the promoters?
Yes.
Promoters and investment banks?
No.
Because when you're ready to list,
no.
So it
all depends on what stage you are in your economy.
Yeah, right? That's the thing.
Yeah.
So
when you're bigger,
in a bigger economy, probably the job of investment bankers and all that. But in this economy where you know that our debt market is way bigger than the capital market.
It's
got to be the and the funny thing is that we're talking about NGX and NASD is probably worse.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. We've talked about it for a while here.
And it's been like that for long.
Because NASD is supposed to be the easier exchange, right?
I actually have deep emotional ties with the NASD. I really wanted to do well.
Because such a wasted opportunity, right?
MD, we still need to have conversations. Please. I believe the NASD can do great work. I really believe it in my heart.
It's meant to be the perfect fodder for the NGX.
That's it. Yeah. It's almost like...
I think in developed markets, you have like small cap funds, equity funds, right? So these funds are there to sort of even provide liquidity and even put to a degree in market.
It's the structure we're talking about.
For these guys, right? And I've thought about that for the NASD. Okay, can I be a market maker? But then it's like, I don't know anything.
Anyway, guys, time is going up. Let's go to global macros now.
Okay.
Yes.
I wanted to start with the usual elephants in the room, Iran and crude oil and that. But let me just go. Since you guys are from the UK, what's wrong? Why do you guys keep...
The 10th Prime Minister in 10 years. I'm not from the UK, I'm from Nigeria.
Why do you guys keep changing Prime Minister?
He's Nigerian.
I was born here. I'm not claiming that one. Yeah, I was born here in Port Harcourt.
So
Brexit, how far now?
So 10, 12 years ago, Brexit must have been, in hindsight, what a disaster.
I think since Cameron, right? Almost since Gordon Brown.
But what does this? Since then? It was
Tony Blair. Tony Blair actually dropped off. Tony Blair quit. Since Tony Blair quit.
But Tony Blair even did 7 years. Tony Blair did like 3 times.
No, so Tony Blair quit on the Brexit vote.
No, that's Cameron. Tony Blair did like 3 or 4 times.
He also
Gordon Brown now came in.
Yes.
Did like 3 years.
He did about 3 years,
Wasn't very charismatic. Then now went to election. Lost to
Cameron.
And then
Cameron just was the one who just messed.
Cameron.
I guess Cameron didn't even believe Brexit was going to happen.
Yeah. Of course not. Now he put himself on the. You only do that. You only call a referendum when you're sure.
He was sure.
Disaster. that was like the worst decision ever. He wrote the dice.
God.
Did you vote Brexit? Honestly, nobody's gonna say, but did you vote Brexit?
What year was that again? 2016. Yes. No. Yeah. I did.
You voted for or against?
For Brexit.
I plead. I don't want to get involved in that. I'm not getting involved. Let's stay on topic, gentlemen. on this topic of Keir Starmer.
Did you vote Brexit?
On this topic of Keir Starmer. I'm going to be a politician here and just move on swiftly. No. Let me tell you about this Keir Starmer thing, right? I think there's a big issue.
What did he do
right?
wrong, though?
So this is the thing. I think it's less about him and it's more about the zeitgeist now. This is the problem. The problem now is, and we've seen this in history, right? Global economies shrinking everywhere. Same thing we've seen, rise of the far right in the US, in the UK, Germany, everywhere you look. So reform, if you look at the Reform Party, they're taking seats everywhere. 100%. So in this recent by-election, they took seats all over the place. And what has Nigel Farage done? He's just copied the Trump playbook. Blame everything on the immigrants. Blame everything on the Nigerians, on the Indians, on whoever, the foreigners, right? And so Keir Starmer is almost just a
victim of that.
He's an avatar. He's just a victim of that.
That means it's not only him then.
Well, so the thing is this, right? He also didn't help himself because he doesn't. If you ask the average person in the UK, like, what does he stand for? What are his policies? They can't tell you. And so this is the problem, right? For all of the faults that Tony Blair may have had, and I'm sure any objective person can look at the Iraq War and that was wrong and etc. But in all fairness to him, when he came in 97, he was very, very clear. His manifesto was literally education, education, education. That was it. And he was like, we are going to fix. And in all fairness, being in the UK at that time, you could feel the impact of the reforms, the policies, what they were trying to do. Again, not perfect. Did a lot of reforms on the NHS. So it was clear what he was trying to do. Yeah. The problem with Keir Starmer is that he has sat on the fence on almost everything. So you can't you can't really pitch your tent and say, okay, this, whether you like it or don't like it is a separate issue. Yeah. But what does he stand for?
And then now Labour and Conservatives starting to look.
That's it. You don't have this issue. Everyone's converging to the centre. Everybody's converging to the centre.
Reforms.
Absolutely. So what you've seen globally is that things have become more polarized. Yeah. So people are looking for people who are going to say something and stand for it, right? So whether you agree with it or don't agree, and so that's why people like Nigel Farage. That's where the world's going.
The world doesn't need centrists.
No one wants centrists now.
People are looking for centrists.
When times get hard, historically, you see that. You see a rise of extremes. That's it. So we're sitting in the center, you're going to lose. Basically the bottom line.
So no need for safe bets.
You can't. But how can you? Like if you look at the wealth inequality, so I always say to people that, again, GDP, yes, it's pretty much flat. Growth in the UK is terrible, etc. But just if you look and see the number of homeless people on the street, you can visibly see more. People going to food banks. People are frustrated,
but
right?
It's mad because it's such a welfare state, right? It becomes so, it's a country that looks after its own. So the way it was, right? And then this immigration thing has made it look like welfare.
So is that really a problem? The welfare is.
Arnold, let me just, because this is an important point, right? Because I think what the right has done a very good job at is they've essentially tried to make it look like these immigrants are taking your job, taking your welfare, when that's not the issue. The issue is that the wealth inequality gap has got bigger because the government has not addressed it. If you look at the wealth transfer that happened during COVID, and it happened globally, by the way. It's not just the UK, but it happened globally. Massive boom in asset prices. 100%. Free money being thrown out all over the place. 100%. But it didn't go to the middle and the below. It went to homeowners. It went to the top 1%. Basically, globally, the top 1% became astronomically rich during COVID. So what's happened is, and this is why people like Musk and the rest of it are incredibly nefarious in their intentions, because they're smart enough to understand that I need to keep making smoke screens. Yes, and pretend it's immigrants. People like Musk are the problem. It's not it's the poor Mexican guy at the mechanic. When this guy is listing a company at 1.7 trillion, whatever it is, that he's making losses. Come on, let's be serious. That's what the issue is.
The real issue is that mechanic.
But obviously, when you're talking to a fairly, you're talking to an electorate, working class guy who's just angry, frustrated. Oh, they're the problem. You know,
which is also the narrative with that it's happening in South Africa, it's happening in Ghana, it's happening in Nigeria.
Exactly
right now.
The same thing. Absolutely,
it's that same conversation. If your government isn't doing too well,
100%,
it's definitely somebody's to blame.
Prices
and that's it. Exactly. So it's somebody to blame for that, and then eventually you just blame it on somebody. The great thing about Nigeria is that we're big enough to blame ourselves.
That's it. we don't need to go abroad. We don't need to go abroad.
We just blame Ugo's fault. It's Arnold's fault.
But it's actually sadly true. Yes, absolutely.
Oh my God.
All right, guys. So let's go on to I'm trying not to discuss Iran and the rest. We've talked about this several times on the show. Like, it's become like a jam record. It's becoming very boring. But just a little bit on your thoughts on where, what this means for crude oil prices. We've seen Brent
when gold is below 4,000
and then it's back up. So are we at the cusp of a new cycle of commodity prices?
I saw a tweet today. Gold below 4,000.
Yeah.
Bitcoin below 60,000.
Yeah.
And there was one other one I can't remember.
What does all this mean?
Oil 77. Yeah.
What's the message here?
I think.
What are markets?
I think the market
and the US market has been tanking as well.
I think the market shifted without letting us know.
The market was letting us know for what? So sorry, I'm passionate about this, right? Because I've been saying this, right? That bond prices have been showing us where the markets are going
it's heading to,
right? And it's the domino effects where we saw gold go from 5,000 something below 5,000, and it's. Gold is one of those assets that gets used in times of
absolutely
flight to safety. Buying it in the first place, right? Yeah. And then we saw sovereign bonds, risk-free, just act funny.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. And for me, that's and risk-free is the cost of capital. Right. However you like it or not, risk-free is the cost of capital. So even if I want to buy stocks, I'm using the price of bonds to price my stocks because generally leverage is what the world moves on. So leverage means I borrowed money to buy
this,
right? So when bond prices started to go down and bond yields started to creep up, we knew that this was going to affect risk assets. So for me, seeing risk assets now start to act up, for me, it's a sign that, you know what, this is what bond prices were telling us was going to happen. Which when we talked about AI, I talked about this CDS prices for SoftBank and the rest. The spreads were getting crazy. So even the bond markets were saying, I don't trust tech, right? I don't trust long duration tech. So tech prices in the future. So I'm not surprised we're seeing this shakiness in risk assets. Yeah. So for me, bond prices have been showing us.
So asset prices continue to go down?
I think that this could be the trigger, maybe, or the start of something.
This could be like, are we looking at like major correction happening?
I'd love to see it.
What?
So personally,
you want to buy cheap.
Yeah.
The problem with a major correction is there's too much money flowing around.
That's my point.
There's too much money, and people are looking.
It's tough to say major
for
correction.
Assets. I don't see it. I see a slight blip, but I see it can move continuing. Because again, if you look at SpaceX, it's the precursor for Anthropic, for OpenAI. It's moving.
And these are all coming to the market.
Everyone was watching to see what happens.
To the markets, they will continue to come.
So it's still going to be a bumper IPO,
so it's hard to say major correction. I don't always hate, they say the broken clock is right twice a day, right?
Yes.
I hate being, everybody's been talking about major correction. I don't know if this is a major correction, but I know that this repricing of assets that we're seeing, I think the bond markets have warned us that this was going to happen, simply because of the cost of capital trade.
No, but I think the major assets that we're seeing being corrected are the assets that
have inflated prices.
To begin with.
Like SpaceX. Do you guys think it's going to keep
I think the first is really Bitcoin. In hindsight right now,
Tunji was really pushing for 150.
Yeah, Bitcoin. Well, Tunji, what happens to your Bitcoin portfolio?
No.
You kept quiet about that one.
I told you when I no. I told you when I sold. I told you everybody.
Just kept quiet. So
no, I told everybody. I told everybody when to hold, and I told everybody when to sell.
Yeah, I didn't get that memo.
No, I
just got the buy. You only got the buy memo. You didn't get the sell one.
It was on this show. The great thing was that it was on this show. I told you when I sold. I told you when I was holding. I told you when I sold.
Producer,
what?
Please scan.
Please bring scan. Now this is the thing. So there were two things. I said the time when I was buying more, because I knew it was still going to keep at that price. So the reason why I sold is simple. Crypto's growth isn't really base fundamental. It's tied to some hype cycle. The hype might be tied to fundamentals, but it's not the fundamental itself that drives the growth of crypto. But I also knew...
It's like you're not buying now that is...
Yeah, it is dip.
No. So there's this... I'm not sure this is a dip.
Okay.
So what is it? Deeply dip?
No. I think it is now finding its level.
Okay.
It doesn't feel like a dip.
These use cases are just dead now.
You get so this isn't
that whole friends isn't.
This isn't like a.
There's no use case anymore. It's as if stable coins have even like sort of this in terms of importance.
Yeah, it's as taking because stable coins have
when the holders because when you look at the holdings of some of these stable coins when the holding in gold surpassed Bitcoin, I knew that something was wrong with Bitcoin. And this happened around Q4 last year, Q1 this year.
Yeah, but it's not surprising because Bitcoin, a lot of people, is for speculation, right? You're taking on a lot of risk. The difference with stablecoin is there's a utility there. I'm trying to do a cross-border transaction. It's tied directly to commerce. It's slightly different.
It's always been a utility.
Yeah, Bitcoin is not really a utility.
So it's been it's a store of value. And once there's no need for that store of value.
Well, I wouldn't say no need, but I would say when macro becomes incredibly turbulent, right? Yeah. You know, BB again. All right.
This is not where you look at.
That's what I'm saying, right?
That is just...
Okay, you go and just quietly.
But I thought that Trump liked Bitcoin. And because Trump was in power...
He likes stablecoin. He likes stablecoin.
But... You know, he likes cryptocurrency, but maybe not Bitcoin.
Yes. But stablecoin specifically, because stablecoin is pegged to either USDC or USDT. So it helps the dollar. Yeah. Bitcoin is different. It flows essentially independently. So he's trying to push stablecoin.
I think there's a lot of whales in
this market.
There are a lot of institutional investors, a lot of whales.
Yes. Yeah, 100%.
That's probably triggering it. Yeah. Maybe they're dumping to buy SpaceX. I don't know.
I do think...
But SpaceX is going down.
I do think the equities market around the world will do fairly well this year.
You think they'll do well?
Yeah. And honestly, again, I say it is despite the markets. There's just a large number of retail investors that have just sort of woken up to the capital markets. That was not like it is right now, maybe some 10 years ago. You know, the last time we saw this mass appeal for retail capital market participation was, you know...
It's probably the dot-com boom, probably. Yeah.
You know, maybe even right after that, you know, the subprime.
It's true.
Subprime. But, you know, I think the retail angle is the biggest story that nobody's really telling.
But have you noticed that? So AI trade is a trade, right? And it's looking a bit funny. And it's looking funny in terms of asset pricing of these things when some of these AI users are coming to say this thing is more expensive than we thought it was going to be. Yeah. Right. So now, do you not think that the market is thinking, hold on a minute, all this Capex that what's his name? SpaceX is spending 7x times, 7 times more on AI than rockets. The market is thinking, is it going to make the money back? Because the users are saying, hold on a minute, this thing is so expensive to implement.
I don't think so.
Do you think that's what's getting priced
utility,
right now?
The utility.
Because I'm not saying that the AI isn't going to be what it's going to be, but I'm saying that the speed at which...
No.
Because the usage of this thing is going to be more expensive.
So
we've talked about that.
So here,
You're here in time, 2016. Back to the future, 2026. You're here in time, right? Now, flip back to 2016.
Okay.
Right? Imagine wherever you are in 2016, somebody's telling you about the use case of AI as of today. I'm not talking about the future. I'm talking about something is able to.
I'm not
this
saying,
thing, right? Once you just open your computer, you tell it and it talks back to you. It's able to do spreadsheets, all these things that you take 7 days to do.
Scratch your head.
You're going to be like, nah, like, bro, you're kidding, right?
No, but
I'm not
but
saying
in fairness,
Well, I kind of agree with you there, but go on. I disagree with you rather.
Yeah, I think what Arnold's talking about is the
cost.
Has it been? Yeah, has it? Is it over? Is it overpriced?
No,
that's the question.
This is what I feel. This is what I feel everybody's pricing in, right? It has gotten us this far in such a short period of time. And if there's anybody that understands the deep J curve, it is the people.
Can I ask you a question?
In the US.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Is Siri AI?
Siri is a joke.
I mean, is it
sorry, that's the question.
Siri's not AI though.
No, it's not. It's not.
Siri's not the AI
They're
that I
trying
know.
to move it towards
I'm saying
AI,
that Siri,
Claude,
is Siri a form of AI?
AI is wide.
It is.
AI is wide.
Yes, AI is.
Of course,
is Siri a form of AI?
Yes,
it is.
Because what has happened?
Alexa a form of AI?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Siri has been here since 2012 or so.
Yeah.
That's 13 years plus.
Yeah.
But even at
that
point,
no. But this is the point.
So AI. My point is that AI has been here. It's just that
exactly
LLMs.
Thank you. Yes. So this is why I'm agreeing with both of you because the truth is, like you rightly said, we've had knowledge-based systems. Yeah. We've had basic AI.
Yeah.
What it is the intelligence has the large language models have got big enough and the computation is
quicker.
Yes, it's much quicker. So the thing is, I still think it's a bubble, right? In terms of the pricing. Because the truth of the matter is...
The technology is not a bubble, that's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So just like the internet, right? If you go back to late 90s, what was that one? I think it was...
Bets.com.
Name any of them, right? Yeah. People were valuing companies on clicks, right? Yeah. The truth is, the VCs, all of those guys, it's in their interest to pump the hell out of these things because they're going to sell them onto retail and make their money. They don't care. So the truth of the matter is, it is overpriced. If you look at it against historical benchmarks, but the underlying technology, I think we can all agree, definitely has massive utility and works. Yeah. Same thing happened with the internet. All of those companies went away, but the internet is still here. Yeah. To me, it's the same thing. AI, as in, let's use the term LLM, because again, like you're right, but these large language models are phenomenal.
Yes.
Now, the problem, this is, I think, is a bigger question and more relevant to us, is that where do we fit into this as Nigerians and as Africans? Because the problem is there's massive techflation, right? So to Arnold's point, if I want to use an API and use some of these LLMs, unlike a SaaS business where essentially it's almost the cost is flat to an extent. I might pay $30 a month or whatever it is, but then I can use as much as I want. Okay. The problem with these LLMs is they charge you every time you make a call. Every time you run that query.
Every time you make a query.
You're getting hit with dollars. Bro, the cost.
Yeah.
And that's the bigger question because we need to...
Because they have a... So I think and I agree with you because I think... Because I've been reading recently and I realized that one of the biggest challenges that AI companies have today compared to the internet companies of those days, not even that, is the huge Capex cost.
Yes, it's massive.
That it requires to run this
data center.
Or like,
huge.
Back then, you didn't need a lot of Capex cost to really scale. Yes. Right? Which is what, when I was Arnold or when I was Sam that was talking about the amount AI companies are spending in terms of Capex.
Yeah, it's huge.
Right, vis-a-vis internet companies of back then, right? So if you look at their balance sheet, you see that these guys are spending so much.
Yes, they are.
On Capex that equity is no longer enough. They're also, so the borrowed, leverage, in line with the PE money or the VC money that they've gotten, that they now have to list, and they're still borrowing, and no surprises. SpaceX, which raised $80 billion.
So they went and did another.
Again.
I know. It's crazy.
So the Capex.
But in all fairness,
so that's my concern.
Yeah, but in all fairness, it's only a handful doing that, right? It's the arms race. It's like Amazon. And the truth is, they're right. Whoever the couple that win this, they're going to control things for the next 30 years. It's just like Amazon. They were loss making. Amazon only turned a profit, I think, in year 21 or something. But they had investors that knew they were willing to back him and say, as basically, we're betting on you owning retail.
But that was even different. Amazon was even loss making deliberately, because if you go look at Amazon numbers back then, a lot of they were generating positive EBITDA, and most of that money was going into R&D.
Yes, it was going back.
So Bezos kept saying, you know what, I'm trying to compete with brick and mortar guys.
Yes.
So I have to continue to invest in my tech. Right, and expand. And so as he kept investing in his technology, and then building all sorts of hyperscalers.
But why do you think that's different?
But I was going to say it's the same.
I think it's different now because I don't think that the sort of EBITDA, level, the sort of operating cash flows that the likes of Amazon and even Google were generating at that time is the AI companies today are anywhere close to that. So my point is that let's assume at that time, maybe the Amazons and Googles were generating, let's say, $10 billion EBITDA cash flows. The Capex cost to those EBITDA cash flows are probably maybe 30%. I'm just making up numbers now. 30%, 20%, 40%. But the AI companies today are doing more than 100% the EBITDA cash flows. That's the problem.
So you know what?
So that is why they now have to keep borrowing, because the Capex requirement is huge. So you're spending a lot of money on servers. You're spending a lot of money. A lot of these guys are real estate companies, though.
No, they are. They are.
You're spending on power.
Power costs.
You're signing contracts with Chevron.
Yeah, absolutely. It's dead power.
So there was something. I think it was the OpenAI guy,
Sam Altman, right?
Sam said sometime when, very early days when they were asking him, so how's this thing going to make money? And he said, we'll probably at some point ask it, how are we going to monetize this?
Don't mind it.
I think the context is the power consumption, the size of the data centers are present challenges that somebody will fix. Right? If somebody fixes it, there's probably a way we are computing the data in such a way that is compounding the power needs, that's compounding the size of the data centers. It's just the same way. I don't know if everybody remembers the flash drive.
Of course, floppy disks.
You used to be, when we went from floppies to flash drives.
That's it.
It was you were the big boy to have 214.
Yes,
214 megabytes. You were really the man to have 214 megabytes flash drive. Today we're doing gigs and gigs, and it's just next to nothing.
Absolutely,
right? It's just that same way I see those conversations, and I think investors are rightly so, knowing that somebody's going to crack it.
Absolutely, yeah.
Somebody's going to crack. If we step back now
and we stop, it might be the Chinese.
It could be anybody.
Yeah, it's an arms race.
So you don't also want it to be the Chinese, because they then own you. Because we are all going to have to use it. The technology.
Do you prefer being owned by Chinese or Americans? Which one do you prefer?
They're both the same. They're both the same.
Don't fall into that. Exactly. Don't fall into that trap of thinking Americans are friends. Or please don't fall into that trap.
They're both the same.
Okay.
I think they just operate differently. But
exactly.
Let's go, guys. Because by the way, we're over 2 hours already.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, 2 hours already.
Good conversation, man.
Yeah. So we're talking about SpaceX and impact in the market, but Nigerian stock market has been, I think we lost over 4 trillion there about last week, but I think we're basically recovering again. I don't know, probably close the week slightly higher. Has this got anything to do with the Dangote IPO? Are people basically selling off to invest in this IPO? The demand is kind of crazy.
Possible.
Not the IPO, I beg your pardon, the private placement.
The thing is, if I look at what I'm working with, I don't have anyone that has sold anything to buy. It's been...
He works for the high rollers now.
Nobody...
literally know somebody at a
There's somebody who actually sold to buy and he has forgotten.
No, but I'm looking at what I have in my hand. Bro, and you would sell equities to buy this? Yeah. Sell stocks to buy Dangote private placement?
The person sold something, Sha.
Sold stocks. Nigerian stocks.
Arnold.
I'm wrong,
yeah, bro.
I'm wrong then.
Yeah, bro.
I am wrong, yeah, bro.
You literally know the person.
I am wrong then.
What are we talking about? Bro, there are people who are doing it, man.
Selling stocks to buy.
But what's the so I've spoken to a few guys who have done the private placement and very few of them have actually seen the numbers, right? But the impression I get is, one, this is probably a bet on the guy himself, a bet on the demand for the product that he's selling. And man, this is just one of those, this is probably another MTN that we missed several back then, so we don't miss anymore. And then for some, it's just vibes, man. Let's just do it, bro.
Vibes and vibes.
So I was in the market when he listed sugar. I still can remember.
Which was probably the biggest IPO back then.
I still can remember that it was oversubscribed. He returned money to people. I still remember the checks that came back with a bit of profit on top. The guy, sorry, I'm not taking your money.
Let's give you some change on it, man.
And
damn,
sugar was like maybe 2008 or something like that. I can't remember.
Yeah,
2007, sometime around that time. I remember sugar. That is etched in my memory. We still remember cement, right? We knew it was dual listed. It was only listed a portion. Everybody tried to bash it with all the. It was oversubscribed. We see where cement is. We see where sugar is. Even though right now all the stories have been, don't eat sugar. Sugar is bad for your health. Stop eating sugar. I'm sure
I still like my sugar.
People tell you don't eat sugar. Sugar, we know what it's doing.
Exactly.
The statistics show that when this guy lists,
so I mean,
so far,
IPO, right?
his listing history is 100%.
Yeah. His batting average is strong. Don't bet against him. You'll lose.
So if he's now bringing the biggest of these three to the market, and it's already doing really well, right? We can already see it. It's doing really well. How do you bet against it?
Yeah, no.
So even if last, we are just buying to get a bit of 10% increase or 5% increase, we just want to be there just in case.
By the way, for a lot of people, a lot of guys also see that as some kind of long-term bet, though.
They don't, so they do.
Like, I know a guy who said, man, this is, I mean, a retirement plan.
No, I see. There are a few people. There are a few people who I know. There's somebody
it's a bet on Dangote, right? It's like buying SpaceX being a bet on Elon Musk.
Would anyone bet on you at
not quite
70? How old is he now? 69?
So that's the thing. This is the thing, bro. I don't think it's but I don't think, you know what's interesting? I don't think it's the bet on him as a person. It's on the no. I think it's the institution he's built. Let me tell you why I say this. No, bro. Let me tell you the difference.
Dangote as a person.
No, bro. There's a big difference in Nigeria. Most businesses in Nigeria, it's the Oga at the top. That's it.
So if
look at his
it's the same. There's a key man ratio. You saying there's no key man ratio to Dangote?
Wait. What I'm saying is, look closely at his organizations. Look at the caliber of his management team. Let's be fair. I saw an interview.
How many people have opened a presentation to see
No,
bro.
But
I understand what you're trying to say.
But what I'm trying to say is,
you're trying to say he has a well-oiled machine, right?
Yeah.
He's trying to say that he has a well-oiled machine, but I'm saying, what's the name of a CFO? Right, do you know what I mean? Like, nobody knows.
No,
right?
I hear you. I'm saying the average Nigerian is it's a household name, right?
Yeah.
And it's continued to do well over the years. But what I'm saying is the reason it's done well over the years is because unlike a lot of Nigerian businesses.
A bit of both of you, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right. So I you're saying you don't know who the CFO is, true. But there are a few other Nigerian billionaires who would list tomorrow.
Exactly.
And we won't buy it.
Yeah.
Just think.
No need to mention names.
Just think.
It's okay. It's okay.
And think it well. You will not buy it. You will not buy it. My point is, yes. So yes, his name is powerful. His personality is powerful. Yeah. You need that drive. You need that personality to push it.
Got the charisma,
because him without the institution he has built will not be the same.
That's it.
And the institution he's built without him will also not be the same.
I agree.
But it's that formidable combination that makes it what it is. But he is a powerful person as a person, but he's also built a good institution.
But in that saying, then, if we talk about the key man risk factor, then without
then it's critical.
Would Dangote still be Dangote?
No. It's
Dangote Industries without
it'll be one of the companies we have.
Yeah, that's
just be one of them.
But it's too big to fail.
Yeah,
the truth is you're not going to lose your money.
I guess.
No, bro.
It's genuinely.
Man, that's like insurance, bro.
That's the truth,
bro.
No, Lehman Brothers is different. Lehman Brothers is different. No, this one. When you're doing sugar, when you're doing cement, when you're doing these are like commodity. See, and you remember when the cement price hiked and people were like,
do you know?
Were we not still buying cement?
Do you know what I saw? Come on, I saw him on an interview recently, and the guy was asking him, "So what is driving you? What is this thing that's driving you to do this?" The guy said, I could see, he felt like there was a twinkle in his eye. The guy was like, I've just seen the opportunities. And I'm thinking, Dangote has just seen I'm like, yo, like,
I think,
bro.
I said it here, one of those.
If you had just seen it,
No.
I need to change my prescriptions.
I think I said it here a few drinks and mics ago. I was in a session where they were doing this presentation, and because I've been to the refinery a number of times.
Yes.
But what actually struck me in this one was that this guy actually stood up, went to the lentil, was doing the presentation himself, was reading out the numbers, was taking all the questions himself. He had his, of course, his group president or whatever had already done his all that. He basically was doing it. And then he now said, the funny thing is, Nigeria is not even the market. That's what
there's something he has seen that
He just realized Nigeria is
there's something he has seen.
I don't realize that from the numbers that they are seeing, Nigeria is not even the market.
There's something he has seen that
the West African coast.
Yeah, that's it.
And the East African side.
This East African hub.
So we need to go and sit down.
So I don't know.
Say, bros, master, tell us the secrets.
Let him share now.
We come behind you. Show us the way.
Interesting, guys. I want us to. We're now towards the end of this episode, but I just want us to end with our second half of the year. Right, because a lot of stuff going on, a lot of stuff that has happened. We don't know what's going to happen next. It's really tough, put you guys on the spot for stuff like this. But buy, sell, or hold. Buy means yes. Sell means no. You don't agree. Hold means you're neutral, essentially. So I'll start with Tunji. Tunji has very funny buy, sellish and all that stuff. Right? So second half of the year, crude oil prices stay below $80 buy, sell, or hold.
Stay below $80
per barrel. Can essentially hang below that. You're on record, though. Producer is gathering receipts, bro.
Stay below $80 per barrel. I'm going to take, this is a huge one. I buy. I buy.
Wow. What are your assumptions?
I buy. I generally think that a lot of the world saw oil production in the last decade and tried to ramp up capacity. So we just have a lot of production right now. The only reason why crude oil prices went up was because of the Straits of Hormuz, right? Once that strait opened,
I think there's a lot of production out there.
There is. Even Nigeria Nigeria has overproduced his meeting or surpassing his open quota.
You're gonna have Venezuela coming on stream.
You get so everybody's really producing. There's nothing.
Uganda is found.
The only thing that can create an increase in oil price is another war.
But is the war over?
Yeah, exactly. Or a continuation.
So I think as this war, we all get tired of it, which it looks like we are. Everything will come back to normal and prices will just stay there. I don't think there's any escalation that is going to carry it above again. That's well, it's a bold one, I know.
Arnold?
What's the question? Oil stays below 80?
Below $80, yeah.
Buy, sell, or hold.
So I agree with Tunji. And I hate saying this. I say, I'm shaking.
His body is reacting. His body is reacting.
I agree with Tunji, man. I think the oil stays around here where it is for the rest of the year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think oil stays around here where it is. And this probably means, I think so.
I think so.
You're buying
I don't see a scenario where an agreement of some sort is not reached. It's just I think the agreement will be reached, and then to Tunji's point, there's been a lot of fines recently. There's oil everywhere. Like,
all right, I kind of buy as well, though. I agree with you guys. I think it's a unanimous buy, and that's also because the fact that crude oil prices didn't hit $180 per barrel. Despite all the
exactly.
So it's either markets know there's a lot of supply, or maybe we're just overstating.
And we're hearing all those stories of there's some countries that they are starting rationing fuel. They now put up the lights at 6 o'clock.
But a lot of countries also.
That's what he did, though, like Cuba.
But it's struggling. Besides that too, a lot of countries put out strategic reserves.
They can't put on there.
A lot of countries put out strategic reserves, and some countries just couldn't deal with higher gas prices. Like governments wouldn't take that, because it would have been major prices.
All right, but that's why you have governments. That's why you have functioning governments there.
So functioning being the operative word. Anyway, let's move on.
Buy, sell, or hold. And I'm going to start with Chidozie. The next UK Prime Minister gets booted out in 2 years.
In 2 years.
That's what's his name again?
Andy Burnham is looking like.
That's
6 months, man. That guy's out by the end of the year. He's out. He's out. Deuces. It's been good, guys.
It's tough. That's honestly that's a terrible. That's a terrible job to take. Like, you're just like, I think Starmer's a proof of rating.
Kemi that's like shouting like, man.
I saw something about
what's that approval rating?
No, Starmer's approval rate, it was like 75% of the country didn't like him or something like that, but something crazy.
I saw something about 10 Downing Street being
Airbnb.
Short stay Airbnb.
Literally.
Even the guy that does the lending.
Is that one? Not my guy or something.
Damn.
Brilliant. So I agree with you. I think if so it's looking like it will be Andy Burnham, because they're going to run a contest this summer, and then I think
he gets booted out.
Yeah, I don't
less than 2 years. He gets booted out in less than 2 years by himself.
Booted out less than 2 years. I'm going to say yes, by.
Wow.
I think, and the reason I say this is because I think the problem is much deeper, like we were discussing. I think this income inequality gap is a major issue. and people are angry. So I think they think the issue is replacing Keir Starmer will solve the problem. It won't solve the problem. That's the thing. So then I'll be angry at Andy Burnham. I don't think, I think he's out. I agree. I go with
6 months. Yeah.
No, I don't think it's 6. I think he'll get like 18 months.
I think 6 months, man.
So you're buying it.
6 months. Let's average it out, right? Let's take all the prime ministers and average it.
What's her name?
It's 6 months, man.
Flip it.
I definitely buy
2027 is a new prime
for the
minister.
simple reason that it feels like a poison chalice at this point. Yeah. And the problem is that everyone that takes office is trying to be politically correct.
Yeah.
They feel the way to lead is to be liked.
That's it. That's what we're saying.
They're
not taking firm
blown
positions
around. So come in, I think this is one of those times when, the UK might want to look to, I know that this might be offensive to a few people who felt that was a very difficult time for the UK. A Margaret Thatcher kind of leadership that comes in as like forceful, this is what, and I think people kind of need that. It's like, it feels like everywhere the UK is blowing in all kinds of directions. We just need somebody to move us along. Let's at least know we're going there.
So I'm tempted to say buy because I think I read up on Obama as well, and he kind of seems like a centrist in a way, and that's really not what the UK is looking at. But I feel like he might just be the lucky one, and I say he might be the lucky one because I think there's some fatigue around and there's some shame around constant changing of ministers.
I don't think there
I
is.
feel like if he doesn't get into the same scandal that Starmer found himself in with Epstein and all that stuff, and Mandelson, what's his name?
Mandelson.
I kind of think that he might just write it now. But if he calls an election, he probably might not win because, those far-right guys.
No, I don't think, I think it's sadly.
Yeah, and even if he does win, they might have to be a coalition government. So I kind of think I think it's a sell for me though. Okay, so let's go to local stuff now. Equities, we're at 50% plus year to date. Q2 might be positive, even though June has been kind of be like a downer. Yeah. But, the rally we had in April and May would make Q2 positive. Buy, sell, or hold, Q3 positive. Buy, sell, or hold. The NGX will be up quarter to date, Q3. Are you buying?
I think it will.
Yeah.
Because of the IPO. Because of the refinery IPO, I think it will.
Even the IPO was not there, it will be up.
So unanimous buy?
Yeah, I think it's going to be up. Also, there's IPO and then there's the MSCI inclusion in September, which is
unanimous buy.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, so it comes up. So that we get some foreign inflows there to prop it up a little bit.
Yeah.
But I've got
the downside could be election spending.
But that would be towards the end of Q4.
You think so?
That would be towards the end of Q4.
I kind of feel like people that want to spend an election, I started pulling their money.
Because remember the election, exactly. The election's a bit early. It's January.
Election people have money in the NGX.
You'll be surprised though.
That's the way they keep their money.
You'll be surprised. Liquid assets. You'll be surprised.
I know they keep their money, but it's not there.
Anyway, they're diversified these days. So it's like
my next buy sell hold.
Wait, do you notice that nobody said anything about? Okay, let's go.
No, but
all right. Next buy sell hold. Time, guys. Next buy sell hold. Next buy sell hold. Next buy sell hold.
Excuse me, sorry.
You have maybe I don't know how to call this a buy sell hold, but this is just I just want you guys to choose. You have $100,000. You can only invest in either. So it's a zero-sum game. Dangote Refinery IPO, Anthropic IPO. Buy, sell, or hold.
$100K.
Dangote Refinery.
Which one are you buying?
Dangote Refinery.
So let me even make it sweeter. So we've got Dangote Refinery.
Yeah.
We've got Anthropic. And then we've got OpenAI IPO. So which one are you buying? Which one are you selling? Which one are you holding? Holding means you're not buying. You're just neutral. You're not sure. $100,000.
That's easy.
Dangote Refinery,
I buy Dangote, hold Anthropic, sell OpenAI. I mean, it's so
I'm the same. I don't know why I'm agreeing with Tunji in this section.
I wouldn't be so quick to sell OpenAI, but I would definitely buy Dangote Refinery IPO. And probably hold an Anthropic.
It's such a no-brainer.
That's so easy. I don't know if it's going to be a two-star for you guys.
But if you look longer term, what has more future?
So that is why you're holding. That's why you're holding. That's why you're holding Anthropic.
Because
Anthropic is like I feel
like on a macro level.
I feel this.
AI
I feel
more
this.
important than.
I feel this is the thing that can, get me that downtown Manhattan flat, right?
One is for vibes and one is for the Manhattan apartment.
All right.
Do you get?
Yeah.
All right, guys. This has been a crazy episode. Crazy episode of Drinks and Mics. By the way, Chidozie, buy some or Chidozie, buy some.
Yeah. You need to talk about ZINNC.
Yeah, tell us about ZINNC, by the way.
That's true. Okay.
You kind of digressed.
Yes, we were having bands now. It was good. It was a good convo. So ZINNC is an investment platform helping people in the diaspora invest first in Nigeria, then into Ghana, Kenya, South Africa. So the idea is, how do we really build that trust, that trusted pathway? Because as we've all discussed here.
So diaspora invest in Nigeria. How do you mean?
Yes. So for example, today, if you're sat in Houston, you're sat in London, you're sat in Toronto, there are many people who want to participate, right? They feel that pride. But as we like to say, how do you turn that pride into participation? How do you help people actually actively do it? There's a lot of friction. There's lack of trust. There's a lack of transparency. It's difficult. And also the barrier to entry is often quite high. So for us, we're helping people because you can invest fractionally. So a minimum of $100. And then we give you access to assets across the board. So not just equities, but real estate, gold.
Is it restricted to diasporas?
So we're starting with the diaspora because ultimately you need to kind of be laser focused. Down the line, we will look to create opportunities for the domestic market as well. But we're starting with the diaspora because we see a massive opportunity there. Last year, over 20 billion, came in from the diaspora, but most of it went to remittances. It didn't really go into, actual investment. And often, as you know, we're chasing FDI. That diaspora market is there. We got over 15 million in Nigeria alone, right? So when you broaden that out across the broader continent, there's a massive opportunity, but we've got to find a way to build the infrastructure and make it simple for them.
Are you guys open to taking products on your platform? Because I have a pension product that is open to diaspora.
No, we'll definitely talk. We'll definitely talk. Yeah, because we're actually looking at partners. We partnering is critical for us. So
what is the risk that diasporans face in investing that you're trying to mitigate?
Okay. I'm a case study. I'm a case study. So just before I moved to Nigeria, around 2012, I tried to buy land. I don't know who sent me.
Sorry.
Exactly. He already knows. Bro. So I got connected to one very.
So how would I work in ZINNC now?
Blah, blah,
so
blah,
if I want to
blah,
buy land and I'm desperate, I want to.
Yeah. So imagine this. So think of it this way. As opposed to what typically happens is you're looking for one person, somebody knows somebody, one uncle, one cousin, whatever. We're essentially standing in the middle. So we're saying, look, we are the ones that will now vet the assets on the other side. We'll do the due diligence. We'll make sure that any investments on the platform that you come to, you're coming through us in terms of trust. So we're incorporating things like escrow services. And so it's really about giving people, that full visibility.
So you can escrow the money to you do your due diligence and then money gets transferred.
And it makes it quicker, right? So such of a person that can buy land, is that what you're saying? Because you've already done the homework?
Yeah, so essentially so it depends on the asset class. So in some asset classes, it's going to take a bit longer because obviously it's a bit more illiquid. But ultimately what we're also building in is a mechanism so that, because again, what you find is one of the biggest challenges people have when they're looking at investment opportunities from the diaspora is that often it's very easy to put your money in. But if anything changes and you want to sell or get your money out, it's a whole nother story. Yeah. So we're building in mechanisms where you can sell out. So you've bought your fraction, but you decide maybe in a year, 2 years, things have happened, life has happened, and you want to sell out. So you'll be able to do that as well. So it's really about saying, how do we get a very engaged, probably more engaged, despite all the difficult macro. Yeah. The diaspora is very, very engaged. Yeah, they do want to participate.
So how do you get around? So, I mean, we talked about this off camera.
We did, yeah.
And obviously we're working on a partnership.
Absolutely.
But how do you get around the diasporans trying to buy assets? Let's look at capital markets on the ground without all the things that you usually need, like your BVM. You know, you need a CS.
Yes,
in Nigeria, CSD in Ghana. Yeah. You know, Kenya has its own thing. So how do you get around? And a lot of diasporans don't have BVNs, don't have NINs. Or
I don't know why they don't have them. Because why shouldn't you have?
How you get BVN sitting in London?
Why shouldn't you have? Like if you're going to
Did you have a BVN? Did you have a BVN when you
Bro, it didn't exist.
If you want to open it, wait now. If you want to open for me to open a BVN, if you want to open a brokerage account in the US, you must have your social security.
No, you don't.
What?
No, you don't.
Are you joking
sure about that?
No, you don't.
Are you... Bro,
no, you don't.
Should we do it now?
Oh, so wait, as a foreign,
should we do it now? Go to Robin Hood. I don't go Robin Hood.
It just occurred to him now.
No. Robin Hood now.
Is that second thoughts?
Let's do it. Go to American Trade. Go to Robin Hood.
Go to Robin Hood.
It's different to hold into.
I'm telling you, there are platforms that allow you to own US stocks.
I'm not talking about Nigerian platforms. I'm
talking about foreign platforms. I don't want to name names. I don't. You're talking
to the crypto world. What's it called again? Coinbase.
Not the ones that the one that you own itself. Not the one they hold it.
I don't want to name any right now. I own US stocks. I don't have. I don't want to name them because I don't want to give them free.
I'm giving you, please, free. Well, I'll give free. Free.
No, I'm not going to give them. But I'm telling you that you can own US stocks.
Free. I'm just giving you Ameritrade.
Those are American. You look at American brokerages. There are Swiss. There are Swiss brokers in Mauritius that will allow you to own US stocks without.
Are you listening to this?
No, to allow you to own US stocks. It's not about owning US stocks.
You own US stocks.
No, but hang on. I think
you own US stocks.
No, I think you guys do want different things. I think Ugo's saying Nigerian brokers are going to insist on that. Because they're in Nigeria.
Exactly.
That's what he's saying.
US brokers
No. I'm confused because I'm telling you that. I'm telling you that as a Nigerian, I own US stocks.
Yeah, but wait, that's not what he's saying.
He's not what he's saying. No, I'm confused.
No, wait.
Wait.
What he's saying
about US brokers. But I'm saying as a Nigerian, I own US stocks.
Yeah, but I don't think that was I think his point was that a domestic broker is going to insist that you have the ID or artifact of that country.
No, but I'm saying that as a foreigner,
exactly,
you can't own, as a foreign retail guy, you can't own Nigerian stocks.
Yes, but you cannot, you should not.
But as a foreigner, I can own US stocks. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
So wait,
as a foreigner, you cannot own Nigerian stocks.
Like an American citizen,
you can't own Nigerian stocks
on a retail level. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
on a retail level.
On the retail level,
you should be able to.
But as a Nigerian, I can own US stocks without having.
But that wasn't what I was saying, though. That wasn't what I was saying.
Yeah, he was saying something different.
So I'm saying that as a foreigner, you should be able to own Nigerian stocks.
You actually should
without BVN.
That's the liquidity we're looking for.
Yeah. As a foreign retail guy sitting in Texas,
no.
If I want to buy Dangote cement, I should be able to just go and buy it.
But that's not what his market is trying to address.
It is part of it. No, it's part of it.
You need a BVN to own Nigerian stocks.
Because many people in the diaspora don't have it.
You need a Ghana card to own Ghanaian stocks.
Wait. There's a reason why these things are like that. Please, let's be serious now.
No, but why?
Let's be serious. Let's be serious.
No, talk to me.
Let's be serious.
No, let's have this conversation.
And I'll tell you. Let's discuss it now. Let's be serious. Let's be serious. Okay, so you want to own a US stock.
Yeah.
First of all, the US market is a lot more sophisticated than our market. The US is an entirely global destination for investments. Okay? So if you want to own US stocks, even if you're buying US stocks through whether it's bamboo, any of these places. What you don't realize is there is a lot of documentation that goes between bamboo or Trove, any of these guys, and their corresponding brokers. Here, there are certain KYC requirements that they sorted out for you locally that allows you buy and gives you access, ownership, and blah, 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 blah.
And that's what he's saying. And
but my point is that, so that's why I'm telling you that today, for example, I can only own US stocks as a Nigerian if I go through these local platforms. Wait, no. I'm coming. No. I'm coming. Wait, I'm coming. Let me explain. If I want to wait now, let me tell you my experience.
Hanging around.
I'm not giving my experience.
I think this is the problem. Arnold never used to be like
Let me explain. If I want to own US stocks,
Nigeria and Africa, we just have to make it easier.
Oh my God!
I've been rubbing up on Arnold too much.
Easier.
All right, that's it. Should we end? If I want to own US stocks, if I want to own US stocks, and I go to if I go to Robinhood, that's my point. If I go to Robinhood today, I download Robinhood.
Robinhood only works for US citizens,
and that's my point, and that's what I'm saying.
But I'm saying that.
So if you want to own Nigerian, if you want to own Nigerian stocks, and you come through a Nigerian broker,
you still can't own it.
The same way it is in the US. That's my point.
Even if you go through a US broker as a retail,
it's not true. It's not true.
You need a certain size because of sub-custody. Custody.
So size is the issue now.
So you're not retail anymore, are you?
Size is the issue now.
You're not retail anymore. But you understand what I'm trying to say?
I don't understand what I'm trying to say.
Oh, good Lord.
Anyway, guys, let us know in the comment section. So, have you been trying to invest in Nigerian stocks?
Exactly.
Are you American, whatever? Let us know your experience in the comment section. Maybe Arnold is right. Who knows? But thank you so much, Chidozie, for being on today's Drinks and Mics.
Thank you, guys.
It's my one of the longest Drinks and Mics.
I know what I was going to say.
In the studio.
This was good.
It's been amazing. Cheers to this season.
Cheers.
Your glasses. Do you have stuff in your glass? Cheers. Right. It's been a very long season, and can we have the guys? Can we have the guys at the back? Join us. Let's allow you guys. Join. Where is George? Where is
Silas?
Yeah. Come on.
Silas, I'm always bugging.
Silas. Where are they? What are you guys? Toby, you're here. Come to the front. Come in front of the camera. Wave, just wave so that they see you. These are the guys that make things happen.
I don't understand. They are shy.
I don't get why they're shy. They're shy. Now, this is the camera. By the way, that's George. Producer of the show. Right, so you see his name. Keep things going.
Let's get in the picture.
Right. Thank you so much. Can I see you?
Okay, can I see you?
Come the picture. Yep.
Back now. This one there.
Yep.
Take your job and then let's swap.
So you want to be hearing stuff, right? Yeah, this is Toby, by the way. Toby. Yeah. And we got silence. So all those guys that tell us today, you guys, the audio was somehow. These are the guys. Talk to them.
These are them.
They are the power broker. They are the ones that can determine whether Arnold wants to be on the shot. I was like, guys, man, I wasn't on the shot today. Why did they cut me out?
You don't have to take it personal.
Why did they cut me out today? Like, why? What's going on? All right, Tunji, so these are the guys behind Drinks and Mics.
Love it.
I'm shit all of them. So for the guys that are saying that, man, I mean, you guys, your intro is, man, badass intro. That's the guy doing the intro. Yeah, the youngest in the team. That is Dammy. Yep. Their boss is behind though, so we're not going to bring him in. Mecca is the boss, is right behind. So these are the guys behind Drinks and Mics, making everything happen here. Shout out to all of them. Please thank them on our behalf for the last 2 years. It's been a remarkable run. I'm sure you're gonna say, only men they here, because we got female as well, but they're not on set today. It's late, by the way, so they're not on set. But there's an entire team of people that make this happen every day. There are like a dozen of them. So many things goes into making this happen. But shout out to these guys. They really do a great job. Sometimes they stay here late, just in fact, back to back.
To make sure the Friday show comes out on
happens.
time.
There's a whole lot of stuff that goes into it. So thank them, and we appreciate all their work. And thank you all for being part of Drinks and Mics. Thanks, Chidozie. We're going to have you again, probably as a regular next season. Thank you all so much. I appreciate. All right, where are you going to now? We're not done. We're not done. Yep. So, of course, thank you all. Thanks to our viewers, every single one of you, those who subscribe to Drinks and Mics channel. Thank you guys so much. We're going to resume again in September, and we're going to resume with a live audience edition. So I'm saying that so that I can just have Tunji and Arnold on lock. These guys are busy guys. So that when they're applying their travel, they can know what they're doing because they are busy guys. It's going to be a live audience edition. Sam is going to be back. We're going to see if we can bring Chidozie as well. Otumba might not be around. Otumba, that's a story for another day. He landed some big gig somewhere. So we'll be renting him now once in a while. We're like going to have a couple of guys as well join the next season where there's Wale. We're not going to tell his son name, but Wale might be joining soon as well.
Finally.
Yeah. Wale has been behind the scenes for a long time.
Story around
it's going to be, the next season will be a lot bigger. We try as much as possible to bring a lot more female guests. We've gotten your feedback. It's going to be a whole lot of stuff. And that live audience edition will have live audience, like we said, invite only, of course. And we're going to have a big dog as well. I'm not going to tell you who that person is, but we're working really hard to get a big dog to join us for that session. Thank you all for being a part of Drinks and Mics Season 2. We appreciate you all. Until we do this again next time, do have a profitable week.